65252.
The horrors of war on display nightly at an overburdened hospital in eastern Ukraine.
The soldiers come with bandaged limbs soaked in blood, faces blackened with shrapnel fragments, and stunned eyes fixed on the ceiling, frozen in shock. Lately they've been coming with ever greater frequency. A serviceman with a gaping thigh wound shrieks in pain as medical workers move him to a surgical gurney to have his leg amputated. By day, the Mechnikov hospital functions as normal, but as evening comes, the pace of activity in the trauma room picks up, with wounded soldiers in desperate need of surgery arriving nearly every 15 minutes. The hospital's chief doctor says it's a very difficult situation, but the fact that 95% of our soldiers recover is a better indicator. I'm Lawrence Brooks.
News and analysis at townhall.com. Public health officials say salmonella in ground beef has sickened people and caused hospitalizations in 4 northeastern states.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said illnesses have been reported in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. So far, 16 people have been sickened, 6 went to hospitals. But the true number of people sickened is likely much higher than the number reported, and the outbreak may not be limited to states with known illnesses. Ground beef is the only common food reported in the outbreak. People who recalled what they ate and where they bought it reported eating 80% lean ground beef purchased from ShopRite stores in Connecticut, New Jersey, and New York. No recall has been issued. An investigation is continuing. I'm Norman Hall.
Cost of borrowing expected to rise again today, with the Fed poised to hike its key short-term interest rate a quarter point in a bid to fight inflation. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy middle of the week, everybody. That's right, you made it to Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Another warm, hot one. I think it's supposed to be 100 and what today? 6. So enjoy your 106 today.
Hump day.
Yep. Happy hump day, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. We do have a full slate for you for today's show, where we're going to replay an interview this hour, and we'll have guests come in the 8 and 9 o'clock hours. Don't forget, we are right in the middle of the Chavez County Fair as well. We've got the livestock shows starting bright and early, 0800 this morning. You can catch all of the livestock shows live and on demand at ksvptv.com if you can't make it out to the fair. So if you're in town, get on out to the fairgrounds and root the kids on. But
also our YouTube and Facebook pages.
Yes, YouTube and Facebook. You can go and find them there. Just look for Roswell's Talk FM or KSVP TV on YouTube, and you'll find it right there. Today they've got the Sheep Show. That's at 0800 this morning. And at 2 o'clock this afternoon, they're going to have the Poultry Show. And then at 5:30 this afternoon / this evening, the Dairy Heifer Show. Tomorrow, they'll have the Beef Heifer Steer shows at 8 a.m., and then the Fashion Extravaganza at 4 p.m., and then Friday, the big Junior Livestock Sale, that'll be at 7 p.m., and that's kind of the high water mark, the highlight of the fair week. That's where the kids get the kids that are auctioning off animals either for their next project or for college money. That'll all happen on Friday here. So get out there and support the kids there. But like I said, that's going on all week out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Go to ksvptv.com. You can watch all the shows there. Just you'll see the channels. You'll see one that says Chaves County Fair. Also, Eddy County Fair going on this week as well.
Yeah, you might get the two confused.
Yeah, so if you see two fairs up there, one's Eddy, one's Chaves.
Which the Eddy County went into like 10 o'clock at night, I think, or something.
Well, they started...
At least one of the showings.
They started a day later than the Chaves County.
Yes.
Like, I think they had all their parades and everything and started the show yesterday.
Yeah.
And then the Chaves County Fair started on Monday out. Well, technically, I think Saturday they had a show out there. So
it was more like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock because it was like 10 or 11 when I looked at YouTube and I saw that there was an Eddy County Fair streaming that said streamed 2 hours ago.
Yeah. Yeah, so. Sometimes, well, it depends on these shows. Certain shows get long. Certain, like I know when you get into the heifers, those can get into a lot of different classes. The pigs, I know, definitely can do that. They get all into the different types of pigs, the Duroc and all these other ones. And there's another one that takes really a long time. Maybe one of the goat shows or something. I don't know. But there's one that there's a lot of classes and a lot of different types of. And maybe, and it just takes, it's like, oh, it's that show day. And it's going to be a long session of showing animals and stuff. So, but it's a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff out there. So make sure you get out there and support the kids and all that this week. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We're going to replay an interview this hour. Here in just a few minutes, we're going to have our interview we had, I believe it was on Monday. We had the ladies from Wings for Life join us, Marty Garcia and Lorena Segovia, and just gave us an update on what Wings for Life, they're kind of COVID. They do a lot of stuff in a lot of different places, helping families and things like that. Some of that got shut down with COVID, and so they did a lot of stuff via Zoom and things like that. So they're now in the world where they're back doing into places and into be able to go back into facilities and things and do stuff. So we're just getting an update from them as they kind of go back full circle to all of the programs and things that Wings for Life does. So we'll play that interview here in just a few minutes. In the 8 o'clock hour, by 8:15, we'll talk to the folks from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southeast New Mexico. Bobby Garcia will join us, and we'll get an update from him. Also, while we're at it, last Friday, La Raza's Car Club, La Raza's Image Car Club, they had their big haircut and back-to-school event Friday at Roswell High. So we'll get an update from Bobby on that, too.
Apparently it had a good turnout.
Good. Glad to hear. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we're going to have the folks from American Legion Post 61 join us. Of course, get an update from them. Of course, I know they're involved in Farmers Market every Saturday, which is now going on at the Chaves County Courthouse lawn. Their Sons of American Legion are doing their monthly pancake breakfasts now at First United Methodist Church. So we'll talk all about that with them in the 9 o'clock hour. Plus, we'll do all of your normal features that include the news of the local and national variety, your Wall Street business updates, your Hannity and all those updates, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. I reckon, might as well, we got to get the bad news out anyway, so might as well just get it over with.
Well, that's all the local news lately, is that it's just the tragedy.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of, unfortunate things happening in town, and let's lead off with another unfortunate
event. They played that 3 days in a row, and
well, today, hopefully just the weather. So here's your hot weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. The heat continues. We have another heat advisory in effect for today. The wind will be a little bit gusty. Lots of sunshine with dry air in place. 102 to 105 on our afternoon highs. It'll be clear for the overnight hours and a little bit windy, low 70s, and then 100 to 104 for the highs on Thursday with sunshine, low 100s, and sunny again Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 74 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 38%. Winds currently out of the south at 7 miles per hour. Heat advisory kicking in at noon today through 8 p.m. this evening. Just kind of a daily thing now. Sunny, hot, high of 106. Winds will be out of the south 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear. Overnight low is 73 tonight. Winds will be out of the south 15 to 20. They'll drop down 5 to 10 after midnight. Thursday, mostly sunny, 103 for a high tomorrow. Winds out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 72. Winds will be out of the south, 15 to 20. They'll drop down 5 to 10 after midnight. Friday, once again, mostly sunny and a high of 103. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour, increasing 15 to 20 for Friday afternoon. Friday night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 72. Saturday, mostly sunny, highs right around 100. Sunday, once again, sunny and hot with highs right around 100. And Monday, sunny with a high of 102. Now they're saying Tuesday, a 30% chance of rain with highs right around 100. But hot and dry for at least the next several days here. All right, it is closing in on 7:15. We're going to take about a 3-minute break, and then on the other side, we're going to play our interview with the ladies from Wings for Life. That's on the other side of the commercial break. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Join us at the Eddy County Fair, where we gather to honor the diligent young individuals driving southeastern New Mexico's agricultural industry forward. Let us come together at the Eddy County Fair to applaud and recognize the outstanding individuals who contribute to the growth and prosperity of our state. Pecos Valley Production takes pride in the accomplishments of our young farmers and ranchers and proudly supports the FFA and 4-H and is committed to the agricultural industry. PecosValleyProduction.com. Support your local farmer, fresh from our farm to you. Wilbanks Trucking Services in Artesia is seeking dedicated and motivated individuals to join their team. Immediate openings include CDL drivers with pay starting at $25 to $33 per hour depending on experience. Riggers with pay starting at $20 per hour and open positions for lease operators. Wilbanks Trucking Services offers full benefits including medical, dental, vision, 401k, and housing for out-of-town employees. For more information on career opportunities, please call 575-746-6318 or online at wilbanks.us. Wilbanks Trucking Services is an equal opportunity employer.
If you recently lost your Medicaid coverage and can't get health insurance from your employer, Be Well NM can help you find health insurance from names you trust for as little as $10 a month. Plus, your first month could be free. Finding health insurance can be confusing, so let the friendly Be Well NM experts help you find the right health insurance for you, your family, and your wallet. Our help is absolutely free. Call Be Well NM today at 1-833-862-3935 or visit BeWellNM.com/stay covered.
Yup, it's back to school season again, and Roswell Honda wants to get you geared up with the 6th annual Roswell Honda Back to School Blowout. Now through July 28th, stop by Roswell Honda and get your kids registered to receive a backpack chock full of supplies absolutely free. Then on July 29th, join Roswell Honda from 10 to 1 for the Back to School Bash with lots of free food and fun stuff for the whole family. While you're there, register to win a brand new office chair, a desk, and even an HP laptop. Register now for the Back to School Blowout at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
It takes a long time to develop trust. At LaGrone Funeral Chapel, they've been earning your trust for decades. They understand how important it is to friends and family to celebrate a life in the way you choose. The professionals at LaGrone will ease your stress and anxieties. They'll provide the guidance you need to select a service that's appropriate. And that's what they've been doing for generations, earning your trust and doing the right thing. LaGrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, 900 South Main in in Roswell. Online at LaGroneFuneralChapels.com.
Your destination for health is closer than you think. You don't have to drive hours for personalized care. You can get high-quality health care right here, close to home, at Artesia General Hospital. From hip, knee, and shoulder replacements to sports injuries, general surgery, pain management, and wound care, our providers will help you get back to doing the things you love right here in Southeast New Mexico. Artesia General Hospital is here for you when you need us. To learn more about some of our key service lines, visit artesiageneral.com/closer.
The inventor of Pringles is buried in a Pringles can. I wonder if they got their hands stuck putting him in there. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the organization Wings for Life, Marty Garcia and Lorena Segovia. You know what I got to think of?
What?
I don't know if you watch the like Avengers movies and all that. Have you seen those?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's a country called Segovia, and so I have to think. I'm like, oh, she's named like the country in the movie.
Right, like the Avengers.
Segovia.
Okay.
So I had to think for a minute. Segovia, like the country. So, good morning, ladies. How are y'all doing today? First off, before we talk about your event here on Saturday, we have a back to school event that Wings for Life is put together, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But before we get there, I really want to tell people what Wings for Life is. A great organization. I think a lot of people have heard of Wings for Life and may know like one or two facets of what Wings for Life is, but in reality, I don't think people understand the full scope of the services that Wings for Life provide for people. I mean, I know a lot of people, oh yeah, they go and help people at the jail with, getting education or getting resources to better themselves. They do that, but that's one side of it. They help families out in the public. If you're a young family looking for resources to make your family grow and thrive, and even learning basic household family skills and things like that, stuff that maybe slipped through the cracks you were never taught or didn't understand. Wings for Life is that organization that kind of helps families navigate through all that kind of stuff. Is that a pretty good description?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's kind of, and so yeah, you may know them for the helping folks in jail and stuff, but that's just one sliver of the pie here. There's a lot of you guys pretty much in some way, shape, or form help all levels of the community. It's just what source resources you need. You guys have a foot there somewhere.
Yes.
But so that being said, it's just more than the stuff at the jail and that kind of stuff. It's way more than that. It's really, if you're a family and you're looking for resources, which is pretty much everybody. I don't think there's a family in town. Oh yeah, everything's perfect. Everything, we couldn't use anything else. We're good to go. We're fine. We don't have any problems. I hope that's true, but that's probably not the case. And Wings for Life probably could help you in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
That's what we want to promote here.
Yes.
Too.
That's exactly right.
How long have you guys been involved with Wings for Life? Because it's an organization that's, I know it's international, but it's been involved here in Roswell as long as I can remember.
2006.
Okay, so it's been almost 20 years now.
Right.
17 years now.
Right.
Here, so very good. So you guys haven't been 17 years, have you?
No, Marty's close. No. I've been with Wings probably 7 years.
Okay.
Somewhere.
So you're a veteran, but you aren't a founding member.
No.
No. But so I'm curious, what got you involved with Wings for Life? What was it that you said, this is the organization I want to stake my claim to?
Well, I worked with adults with DOH, and after I retired, I thought we need to get through to kids.
Gotcha.
They're the ones a lot of times that are coaching their parents. So, yeah, I saw what adults could and couldn't learn or wouldn't learn.
Sure.
And I thought...
Well, you mentioned that, and my wife is a second grade teacher, and she's going in her 26th year now or will be here in a couple weeks.
That's wonderful.
And one of the things that she notices a lot, especially where the parents don't speak Spanish or they're not fluent in any way, and that child is in essence the interpreter, the liaison for that family, because the child learns English in school. Right. And so the child speaks and can conduct business in English fluently, where the parents can't. And that's not uncommon here in Roswell. We have a lot of families that are first or second generation here that their kids are the ones that have been rooted solely in this community,
right?
And so they have to be the Sherpas for the rest of the family because they don't speak the language, they're not able to connect. And Wings for Life can help, take some of the burden off the kids and help these families, but at the same time give those children the resources to thrive and take what they've got and run with it. And so that's that cool part, is to sit down. And so by helping the parents, you're helping the kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Giving the parents the resources to be good parents helps. Yes. And that creates the foundation for these kids. That's, parenting's the hardest job on the planet. I
agree.
Everyone says hardest jobs in the world, and you hear like
without a manual.
Yeah. And you hear air traffic controller or lawyer or doctor or something. It's like, no, parent is the number one, and then that's the worst pay of all the jobs. But I mean, as far as terms of cash, but as terms of rewards, it's the best. But that's and unfortunately, there's no manual, like you said. There's no guide. There's no set of instructions that came with this kid that you just had, and so you rely on your own experience, how you were parented. We use all these tools. And not all of us got the same tools. So if you never had them, how are you supposed to know how to use them? And so that's where Wings for Life comes in. And that's it. It's judgment free. It's just, hey, let's get you where you need to be. Who cares why you're here? It doesn't matter.
Right.
That's not the point. Yeah. The point is, what can we do from this point onward? And that's where Wings for Life really goes in, and so that's why you see them in the jail, because those are some people that messed up, and probably their foundation is not correct, and that's half the reason they're there to begin with, probably.
Yes.
And so to stop the cycle, because guess what, these folks have families too, or will at some kids and things if they don't already, and we want to make sure that that they can provide and they have the resources to make that foundation so that those children don't end up back in jail. They have a plan. They have a desire and a dream and a path to follow. And that's all we're trying to create here is just providing the devil in the details to make those kinds of things happen for families. And that's kind of it.
And you said exactly what we're trying to prevent with our school programs is teach kids how to be good citizens, good people, and use those skills so that they don't end up making bad choices.
Absolutely. That's half the battle in life. And the older I've gotten, that's kind of the realization I've come to. And sure, you want to educate, you want to learn as much as you can, but not all of us have those same opportunities to get there. I get that.
Right.
But there's one thing we all can do. You can be nice. You can be polite. You can be
a good person.
A good person.
Right.
And guess what? The areas where you lack in terms of knowledge and understanding, that gap swallows, because if you're just nice and polite and cordial and treat people decent, doors open. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go work hard for that person because that person's just generally a nice person.
Right.
And if you act and do and live your life that way, regardless if you didn't have the tools to get the good education or didn't have the resources to get the $700,000 a year job, you're on the path to, to find your happiness, just being nice and especially in the world we live in today, where everybody's TikTok videoing everybody, and every little weird interaction in human nature is now on a video somewhere. It's kind of putting the mirror back on us as a society. This stuff didn't just start happening.
Right.
Some of this has been happening for a long time. It just wasn't caught in a public forum of any way, shape, or form.
Right.
And that will continue to happen long after all of us are on this earth. The one way you can impact that is how do you and how you put yourself out there and how you interact with people. And you're going to find that if you do it the right way, everything's going to come back aces for you. Sure, you're going to run into one every now and then. That's life.
Yes.
But you're going to find out that doors open for you. People are more willing to help you. People, even when you screw up, people are willing to, if you show that you're a good person and you care.
Right.
And that's just it. That's that's half the battle in life.
Yeah. Right.
Is caring and showing up to be a part of it and being just nice and being a good person. You don't realize how many things can get accomplished that way, and some of us have to learn that the hard way.
And I think that's where Wings for Life really comes in, and it's just like, look, we're not teaching you, how to make a nuclear bomb here. Nothing that complicated. This is something that just because your life just didn't cross these paths. So let's expose that and show you how it should be. And once you realize, okay, then things start working out. Things start getting in line. People start, just your goals and dreams start becoming reality because you start doing steps that move you in that direction. And no one wants to be in jail. No one wants to live in poverty. No one wants to be unhappy. No one wants to have to be angry at people all the time. No one wants that. Life just kind of puts us in those places. And if you sit down and take the time to really think, what can I do to avoid these things? And half of it is just being nice and having the right attitude. And once that happens, the rest works itself out. And it's so hard to explain for someone. And you can't tell people it either. Like you tell, especially young people, because we're all young and we all knew everything in front. When you're a teenager, no one can tell you different because you know the world right then. It's just all of us are like that. It's just that phase in life. But that now more than ever, it's just to remind them. It's like, look, just be a human being to someone, and you realize that that's what the humanity part's. That's the good part. That's when humanity's good. We're all seeing the negative. We're all seeing our own inner little demons and children side, and I hate waiting. I hate doing this, and then it turns out into the world here. This is the skills that you say, all right, just take a breath, calm down, do things that if you have anger issues and things, all right, let's find some ways to relieve stress, to relieve those things. That's what Wings for Life does, is find that kind of stuff.
Exactly what we teach.
That's what they teach the skill sets. Yeah.
Good decision making. And
I think education, that's probably your biggest, like if you could say, what's the one thing that Wings for Life does, and sum it in one word, educate. I think that's probably the best word off the top of my head. There might be a few other good ones, but educate's probably.
Educate,
absolutely. Give opportunities.
Give tools. Give life skills and tools. To have a positive life. And
so let me ask before we talk about the event. I'm sure you're always looking for more people and stuff. What's the best way to, like if some people are listening, it's like, dude, what a great organization. Why am I just finding out about this? I want to step up. I want to volunteer. I want to get involved. What's some good ways to do that?
You can contact us through our website, Roswell Wings for Life, or you can email us at roswellwingsforlife at gmail.com.
Okay.
Or you can call us at 575-840-5731.
Very good. You guys also have a Wings for Life Roswell Facebook page, too, if you want. I thought I saw one at one point. Is it not very active?
It's we had a little glitch.
So it was
hacked.
Trust me, as serving on boards, and I know all about the historical side, it was almost a year before we could even get into ours. So I know I know that pain.
We had a little situation, but we're working on it.
But reach out to now. Please understand, Wings for Life is national, I think maybe even international. It's a huge organization. So when you if you don't remember websites and you want to do like the Google search, put Roswell NM in there. Otherwise, you're going to learn about Wings for Life in a lot of other places, which is great.
Right. In Albuquerque.
But if you want to get directly involved, then you need to reach out to the Roswell chapter.
Yes.
Unless you want to go to Albuquerque or another place and do things, they could use you too, I'm sure.
Right.
But we want to invite families out this Saturday, July 29th. At St. Andrew's Church.
Yes, 505 North Pennsylvania.
Yeah. They're, by the way, excellent church. They're always helping people in the community, like many churches are. One of the unique things that I'm not sure with now that we're kind of post-COVID how much that's still going on, but they do like a pet pantry. They do.
They have the pet pantry.
They have a people pantry, but they also have a pet pantry too. So if you'd like to drop off dog food donations or money for vet bills, things like that, litter, dog and cat needs. I think it's once a month they come in and let people come and get food and things like that for their dogs and stuff. But if you'd like to donate, that's a great way to help out too. We mentioned the church and it popped in my head. And one of the many things that goes on great there. But this Saturday, Wings for Life will be there, and we're going to have a free back to school event again while supplies last here. And then you guys have vouchers for shoes,
for tennis shoes, and socks. And we have 75 vouchers. So for the first 75,
First 75,
come in
come
and
and get it.
register. Yes. And we'll have back to school supplies as well.
Okay.
From
So
11 a.m. to 2.
All
And
right,
We'll
so-
have lunch.
Just by experience, you might want to be there close to 11 just to make sure we get. I get it if life's happening, you come anyway. But if you're really hoping to get school supplies and stuff, to be there
Come a
closer to
little earlier.
11 than 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
But
we're
lunch
gonna
will be
have-
going the whole time.
We'll have games. It's a fair, so we'll have games.
A lot of fun and stuff. But if you also want to learn about the resources and the different groups and the different parts of Wings for Life and where, that could help you and your family, please, this could be your foot in the door to a complete change in life. So you come out and get a free pair of shoes or some school book bags or something, but this might be that meeting you have that really sets your life into a pattern you really wanted it to go towards.
Right, yes.
And that's what I love, like young couples out there. All you 18, 19, we got married and now we have a family, and next thing you know, it's like, oh dang, we're adults now. What happened?
Right. No.
Please reach out to Wings for Life, because I know you're trying real hard. I know, but there's days where you're like, what am I doing? What's going on? And if you have enough of those days, it can really eat you up. Don't let that happen. I get it. Being an adult's hard. It sucks, especially when you do it when you weren't quite ready to do it. You know what I mean? Because life handed it to you that way.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
But life happens, and it doesn't matter what happened. It happened. It's already happened. Where are we at now? What can we do about it? Let's make things better for everyone. Your kids, yourself, your family.
Exactly.
That's what this is about. So it's Wings for Life. It's not about what happened in the past. It's about what we're going to do from this moment for the rest of your life, and how do we
for the whole family.
How do we make you fly?
Right.
Right.
That's exactly it. And that's and half the battle is being humble enough to ask sometimes too. And I get that. Some of us are proud. You don't know. I'm going to fight through this. I don't need help. And I understand that point of view. I really do. Because you do want to be self-sufficient. And so that's a human thing, to be ability to handle your business and take care of yourself.
Right.
But we all fail sometimes.
Sure.
We all struggle. We all need help. And it's not even on your fault. You can't do something if you don't know it exists.
Right.
That's just, you can't do it. Just because someone else knew it and you didn't, that's not your fault. You didn't know it. But once you learn about it, then what you do with it, then it's on you. It's like, okay, now you know, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
But if you don't know, why beat yourself up over it? Why let that drag you down deeper into the abyss? All right, cool. A tool that helps me. Let's learn how to use this and use it till the wheels fall off.
Right.
That's Wings for Life. It's to show you, to expose to you opportunities that you may not knew existed or did not realize the significance of that thing.
Yes.
That's the other thing too. You're like, oh yeah, I'm sure it does this, and you're like, no, I get what you're saying, but it really does. When you dig,
really makes a
and I'm getting very
difference.
general when I'm talking here, because each unique situation is different. But but that's what Wings for Life does. If you need help because your family's not functioning correctly, doesn't matter, financially, emotionally, physically, whether there's barriers logistically that's preventing things, none of that matters. If your family needs help, Wings for Life wants to help you.
We do.
And that's what it's about. It's about helping people and helping. So love to get volunteers, and we'd love for you to come out Saturday.
Yes.
Get there at 11.
Learn
come
more
out to
about
St.
our
Andrew's
programs.
Church. Yeah.
Yep.
Come out, learn more about it, get involved. I hope some people are like, I never heard of Wings for Life, or I heard, but I thought they were just the jail people. You know what I mean? And I hope they come out on Saturday and they're like, oh, okay, you know what? And next thing you know, their family goes from trying to make it happen to now not only make it happen, but doing it comfortably and creating more and more opportunities for their family. That's all any family wants. You just want the best for you and your family, and you want to make sure that your kids have it better than you did. That's 99.9% of all families in the United States and America, and I would even say the planet Earth. That's what they want. That same thing. We don't all agree on what that is exactly, but that's another story. But that's what we all want, and Wings for Life wants to help give you the tools to do that. Yes. And that's the difference too. It's the tools. It's like, hey, we can give you a bunch of pencils and book bags, but that's going to help you now. I want to teach you how to do this kind of thing for the rest of your life, and that's to the point
How
where
to be healthy.
You can be self-sufficient.
Family. Right.
And then maybe down the road be able to pay it forward and be back. It's like I've lived in those shoes. I'm now in a better place. Let me do for somebody what somebody did for me 20 years ago. You know what I mean? And that's humanity.
Right.
Life.
Right.
Yeah, that would be great.
That's the wonderful full circle.
Absolutely. But again, it's this Saturday, the 29th. It'll be at St. Andrew's Church, which is, what's the address on Pennsylvania there?
505 North
Yes.
Pennsylvania.
North Pennsylvania there.
Right by
and
the post office.
Great church family community. And you guys normally meet there at the church too, don't you?
We do. That's
Wings for
where
Life
we're
does. So
office.
that's their meeting home as well
Yes.
too. So if when now how often do you have like a regular monthly meeting there, or is it just as groups and needed, or do you have like a American Legion, like we meet on the third Tuesday of the month kind of thing?
Okay. Well, we had our parenting classes that were we held at St. Andrews, but since COVID, we've been on Zoom, and we've kept them on Zoom.
Okay.
It's been actually worked out better for the parents. It's
I would make
easier.
sense because imagine that way, they get off work and they don't have time to wrangle dinner and rustle the kids.
Or
Now
they
can
can
just
take a break from
turn
while
on the
they're at
computer
work.
and
Yes.
and while they're fixing dinner.
Right, yeah.
And do their thing.
It's worked out really well. But next month in August, the third week, it's actually the third Thursday, we'll start our in-person family community dinners.
Good deal.
And
Well,
so
that'll
we'll
be.
start those
I'm
back.
sure that'll be excited to have back
Yes.
again, because yes, there is lots of great conveniences to Zoom. I love it myself. I'm like,
I know.
yes, I don't have to go anywhere. I can just sit here in my socks and underwear and want to do this meeting. Yeah, but we are humans. We do need
that
human
interaction.
contact and taste
Exactly.
and face-to-face touching and talking and all that kind of stuff. That's how we're built.
It's important. Yes.
and to be honest, that's the difference. And that's really, and you and many organizations, that was the struggle during COVID, is staying in touch.
Yes.
Especially when you're dealing with people that don't have income, that they're trying to get there, and they don't have iPads and you know what I mean?
Internet,
the toys
right.
that we all have that most of us take for granted, but to have, they're like, I got a computer, but it's kind of old and beat up, and I don't know if it can handle high tech stuff like
Video,
Zooming
right,
and things.
right.
You know what I mean? And so that's the thing you deal with. So it's great, and we're glad that we have it. But there are people that slip through the cracks because of that, and we don't want that to happen either. So it's glad to see there is the face-to-face and coming to a facility and sitting down in a room and touching people, talking to them. Because that's where love comes from, and that's at Wings for Life. I mean, there's a little bit of tough love every once in a while, but it's just showing love and showing support and sometimes a hug does a lot.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
And you can't hug anybody on Zoom. We haven't figured that one out yet.
No.
I know I got to talking and everything else here, but folks, this is one of those organizations I'm like, that people don't realize how much great stuff Wings for Life does. We have a lot of great organizations in this town.
We do. Yes.
But I feel like there's some organizations that kind of fly under the radar a little bit, and I think Wings for Life is one of them. They're just quietly, you don't realize. Oh yeah, they've been in the correction facility working with people for years now. They don't sit on a mountaintop announcing it to everybody. They just go and do it because that's what needs doing, and that's what Wings for Life is. And I'm not trying to blag or anything, but you guys just quietly do your thing, and you don't have the marketing department that some other organizations have. That's all.
We are the marketing department and the IT department.
Exactly. So it really is that grassroots, families helping families, people helping people. We saw a need. We're going to pick everything up by the bootstraps and do what we can do, and just try to. And that's that's the thing, is even if we're like, I'm not sure if we're doing it right, but we got to at least try. You know what I mean? And I feel like Wings for Life kind of started that. It's like, hey, we just got to do something, and let's do, and we'll just fake it till we make it, kind of thing. And I feel like that's where now it's made it, obviously. But I feel like organizations like Wings, that's how they start. It's just people seeing a need, and they say, I got to do something about it. I don't care about, I got to go through this channel, whatever. I'm just going to go get what I need and do it and start helping people. And And that's how great organizations start. Is somebody says, I ain't got time for all that nonsense. I've got to go help people, and this is what I'm going to go do.
You have to show up.
Is there anything you guys want to share, or anything that I just skipped on or we didn't get the chance to talk about? I do that sometimes.
We welcome everybody to come and join our Step into Wings event. It's going to be a fun event. And
now, do you have any classes coming up that you want to put on people's radar? Like you're just saying you just wrapped up one. Is there a next batch that families can sign up for now? Or
we'll start our community family dinner the third Thursday in August.
And that'll kind of set the table, pardon the pun, for the other events and
right.
things.
And then we have our monthly parenting program, which runs year round. That's our Zoom
Which
program.
I don't care if you're an experienced parent or a new parent, you're going to gain something from that class.
Absolutely.
I don't care if you're Marsha Brady or not Marsha, what's the Florence? I think Florence Henderson, whatever her character was. I don't care if you're her and have 9 kids or whatever it was they had, 6 kids. You're going to learn something from this.
Sally Green, the instructor, she is incredible. She's been working with us for years, and she just has so much experience in youth development, and so she's just wonderful to talk to. Just to support.
Sure, she's seen it, done it, been there, done that, and experienced
like
it.
Like you said, no judgment, all support.
Well, that's just it. It's life, and life happens, and you got to deal with it. Kids do things wrong, parents do things wrong. Do we fix it? How do we, it's what we do about it. It's just that's called life. It's called and some of this is supposed to happen. Like kids supposed to make mistakes sometimes. That's life.
That's learning.
Yeah, I mean, so just because something's going wrong, sometimes you need to let it because that's again being parenting. As a parent, it's going against every fabric you're going. It's like, I just want to step in and intervene, but until that child does it and experiences it on their own, they can't understand fully but that's being the parent. That's why it's hard. You got to know it's the gambler. You got to know when to hold them, fold them, walk away, run. You got to know when to do all that kind of stuff. It's like, all right, you got to let them kind of sort it out. No, it's time for parents to step in and get involved. But that's the intricate web we weave. Yeah,
program teaches.
Yeah, and it's and depending on and you talk on 20 people, they'll give you 20 different answers on whether you did it right or not. And that's where where Wings for Life. Like, no, it's because I think some of it too is there isn't a book. There isn't. If kid does this, do this. You can't. There's no way you could even write that,
right?
Because each child is different, and each parent is different.
Yeah.
That's exactly
and so you got to feel it out a little bit. That's a lot of it. It's like, how do you keep a kid? I don't know. We got to see the kid and see what's going on first. I can't just give you a book and say do these steps, and by the end of it, you're going to have this perfect kid. It's not going to happen. It doesn't work like that. No more so than training dogs or cats. Like you can buy all those books, but. And you'll probably get some success, but each cat's got a different personality. Some will take to the training better than others.
Right.
Got that whole personality thing in the way. Good deal. But again, this Saturday, beginning here at 11, come on out to St. Andrew's Church on Pennsylvania here in Roswell. They've got, I think, 75 shoe vouchers to give away, so it's first come, first serve on those, and then back to school supplies. And of course, if you'd like to learn more about all of the different scopes of Wings for Life, whether you need the services or if it's like, hey, I don't want a backpack, but I'd love to help. I want to help some way, shape, or form. Like we said, we got 2 ladies here. They probably use at least a third person in there to help navigate. But really is, and I imagine too, like you said, now that we're coming out of the COVID world, your programs and the things that you were kind of doing pre-COVID are all starting to come back into the fold. I'm not sure if you're out of the jail yet, but I imagine that'll be coming soon.
Not
if
yet.
You're not.
That'll be coming
Yeah,
soon.
I'm sure that's right around the corner. Of course, they've had some issues out there that they've had to deal with, so I'm sure they're handling that before
working out,
you guys come back in. But all this stuff's coming back on the table, which means volunteers are needed, support. Maybe you were part of Wings for Life, and 10 years ago you were one of the folks that benefited from some of the stuff. Well, if you've got the ability and the know-how, we'd love to welcome you in to show what you learned and show the next generation here. That's what it's all about.
We'd love that.
And our school program will be starting the second week in school. We'll be in all the elementaries,
Excellent.
all the middle schools, and University High.
Excellent. So that being said, mom and dads, parents, if your kids come home from school talking about something they learned in Wings for Life, expound upon that.
Right.
Have it at your dinner conversation or wherever you do that kind of thing. Do that there that evening. So
Pick up her permission slip this Saturday or at any of your schools and get signed up, registered, and you can start the program.
awesome. Please take advantage of this stuff. These are the things you can do to help your family. If you want, you're like, what are things that Wings for Life is one of them. Don't be afraid to ask for help. That's the greatest because the people that are successful, the greatest people that you see on the planet have done the most amazing things, people that society look to and look at as, wow, those are amazing people. I guarantee you there's somebody that helped them along or some buddies, a bunch of buddies.
Mentors
yes,
definitely.
That's the one thing you're going to find that everything in common, all these people of greatness that we look at in the annals of history or on TikTok or Twitter for that matter. Every one of those people had people in their corner. Raising, helping, family. Yep, every one of those people. Yeah. So that's if you want to give your family the same kind of opportunities, that's where you start it. Give them where they take it, that's up to them. But you just give them the tools to do it, and hopefully they flourish with it. And that's what Wings for Life is. I feel like I've been in a little soapboxy today, but that's okay. It's okay. I believe in the project. That's why I get like that. These are the kind of things. These are the things that are good in our community, and we should put them on pedestals and tell everybody about them. We got enough negative crap in this world. Let's put the good stuff on pedestals and show that. So, thank you guys. Thank you for what you guys do, and we appreciate. And anytime we can, you guys need to get on to promote or help with anything, reach out. Be happy to do that.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
And well, come on out Saturday. Come on out, and like I said, first 75 will get vouchers for shoes. That way you can go pick your own shoes, because I know shoes are like purses, and everyone's like, "Ooh, I don't like the colors." Like, no, we don't.
Pick whatever style.
Now you can go take
want.
your voucher, and you can have that argument in the shoe store there.
That's right.
Exactly, because I know I'm married. I know I like that one, but this here, it's like, oh boy. Very good. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you all next time. Okay.
Yes. Thanks
All right.
for having us.
Anytime. All right. It is 9:57, man.
Everyone in Hollywood. Netflix is offering to pay $300,000 to $900,000 a year for a new position called a machine learning platform product manager, a long-winded way of saying they want someone who understands AI. The job specifically says that this person will oversee AI content creation and optimize the production of original movies and TV shows. Another long-winded way of saying they're going to break the strikes. But California is a union state, so even with AI, how will they make the movies? Simple. Shoot them in any one of 27 right-to-work states. That's more than half the country. And you know what? A hungry actor will move. Hey, Get Tech Smart's the easy and fun way. Join over 500,000 folks who get my free newsletter at getkim.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. The heat continues. We have another heat advisory in effect for today. The wind will be a little bit gusty. Lots of sunshine with dry air in place. 102 to 105 on our afternoon highs. It'll be clear for the overnight hours and a little bit windy, low 70s, and then 100 to 104 for the highs on Thursday with sunshine, low 100s, and sunny again Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Hey, New Mexico. Experiencing issues keeping your office technology up to date with these crazy supply chain issues? Well, DSI is here to help. We've diversified our products and solutions to help your business not just survive, but thrive in any situation. Have your teams collaborate and share with high-def video walls and interactive smart panels. With free unlimited support, the fear of any new technology is a thing of the past. Contact DSI today to upgrade your workspace. www.dsinm.com.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Fall sports rolling around, coming around the bend here pretty soon. And the Goddard Rockets are the defending state champions in Class 4A volleyball. Remember how Goddard kind of rolled at the state tournament, swept St. Pius in the title match and finished 23-4. Now, they graduated some key components, Sophia Valdez and Alyssa Benavides, their top two leaders in kills. But Goddard has Maria Amendares back, one of their setters. She was third on the team in kills. Now a senior, she had 142 kills last year. Others returning include Addison Luck, a 6'1 senior, Alessandra Porras, 5'8 senior, and Ava Flores, a senior who's also an outside hitter. The Rockets open at Taos Saturday, September the 2nd. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. consumer confidence shot to the highest level in 2 years this month as inflationary pressures eased and the American economy continued to show resilience in the face of dramatically higher interest rates. UPS and its Teamsters Union have agreed on a tentative contract deal for about 340,000 U.S. workers 1 week ahead of a threatened strike that could have cost the economy billions of dollars and disrupted a quarter of U.S. package shipments. General Motors is wrestling with cost and struggling to build more electric vehicles as it reported Tuesday that adjusted pre-tax profit and margins in its key North American market fell from the first quarter, despite a jump in revenue and per-vehicle transaction prices. Albertson Companies topped Wall Street expectations for quarterly profit and revenue on Tuesday on the back of steady demand for groceries and pocket-friendly private label brands. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
Calichi's is ready to bring you the coolest dessert in the desert. Desert Ice, a 100% fat-free and dairy-free premium fruit ice that's made daily. Whether in the desert on a cone, a cup, or as a mix-it, Desert Ice is the perfect treat to cool you down when things get hot. Available in fruitastic flavors like mango, strawberry, lemon, and orange. Try it alone, in a cone, or take it to the party zone and mix it in with any Calichi's flavor. Turns out the desert can be a pretty cool place. Get to Calichi's on North Main in Roswell, Roswell's newest spot to chill out.
country pride countywide. The 87th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo is August the 4th through the 12th. Concerts begin Friday, August the 4th with the Hispanic Heritage Celebration with Los Rieleros del Norte and Los Invasores de Nuevo León. Tuesday, Wade Bowen. Wednesday, for King and Country. Thursday, The Frontmen, featuring Tim Rushlow, formerly of Little Texas.
God bless Texas.
Larry Stewart of Restless Heart. And Richie McDonald, formerly of Lone Star. Tracy Lawrence on Friday.
Down the bend for renegades, rebels, and roads.
Saturday night, it's Alabama.
Tennessee River.
The 87th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo, August the 4th through the 12th in Lovington. Exclusive presenting sponsor, Zia Park Casino, Hotel, and Racetrack. Go to LeeCountyFair.net.
Summer's coming, and you're going to want to hit the road for a little well-deserved vacation time. At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details, 2nd and Sycamore, and 1309 Southeast Main.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
There's no hiding from Bluebell Monster Cookie Dough Ice Cream. Creamy vanilla ice cream, peanut butter monster cookie dough, brown sugar, candy-coated chocolate, and dark chocolate flavored chunks. A taste so good, you'll need a bigger bowl.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell Ice Cream at Smokey's Country Market in Capitan and all Farmers Country Markets.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up here in just a few seconds. Stay tuned next hour, about 8:15 or so. We have the folks scheduled from Big Brothers Big Sisters. Give us an update on what they've got going on there. So we'll do that about 8:15 or so next hour. And then the folks from American Legion Post 61 will join us in the 9 o'clock hour. Don't forget, Chaves County Fair going on this week. Get on out to the fairgrounds and root on the kids at the livestock shows. But if you can't make it out, you can catch all of the livestock shows. KSVPTV.com. Just click on the Chaves County Fair channel, and you'll find all of those on. That'll be going on the rest of this week, and shows that's already happened earlier in the week. You can catch them there as well.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Hunter Biden is now at the federal courthouse in Wilmington, Delaware. He is expected to plead guilty to a couple of misdemeanor federal tax charges, while also resolving firearms charges. Under a plea deal, the president's son will likely avoid jail time. It's a deal that Senator Tom Cotton finds appalling.
Some kind of diversion agreement. Whereas if he stays clean for a couple years, then it will be expunged entirely as if it never happened, even though they had him dead to rights lying in writing on a federal form. Yet he doesn't even get probation.
The Arkansas Republican speaking with the Salem Radio Network's Hugh Hewitt. The presiding judge will decide whether to accept the plea deal, is threatening to sanction the Hunter Biden legal team for alleged dirty tricks that included one of Biden's lawyers allegedly misleading the court in a bid to conceal whistleblower evidence submitted to the court by the House Ways and Means Committee. There is a tentative 5-year contract deal between UPS and the union representing 340,000 of its employees.
The Teamsters Union describes the deal as historic and overwhelmingly lucrative. The union, which had long threatened a strike, says existing full and part-time UPS Teamsters will get $275 more per hour this year and $750 more per hour over the length of the contract. UPS CEO Carol Tomei calls the deal a win-win-win agreement on the issues that are important to the Teamsters, UPS employees, the company, and its customers. The contract is subject to voting and ratification by union members. Members begin voting August 3rd. I'm Mike Hempel.
In New York City, 5 people hurt in this morning's partial collapse of one of those big construction cranes high above the streets of Midtown Manhattan. Wall Street, the Dow down 17 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Japan faces a population crisis, and it is not the result of too many people.
Last year, the population of Japanese nationals fell by around 800,000 people, falling for a 14th straight year. This comes as the number of foreign residents hits a new high, reaching almost 3 million people, according to government data. The increase in Japan's foreign population was the biggest year-on-year rise since the government started taking statistics in 2013. Foreign residents now account for about 2.4% of Japan's population, highlighting the increasing role non-Japanese people play in its shrinking and aging society. Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has set tackling the declining births as one of his top policy goals and pledged to secure annual funding of around $25.2 billion over the next 3 years for a new childcare package. I'm Lawrence Brooks.
News and analysis at townhall.com. A major health insurer is facing some serious allegations in California.
A federal lawsuit alleges Cigna used a computer algorithm to automatically reject more than 300,000 patient claims in just 2 months last year without examining them individually as required by California law. The suit says the review took about 1 second per claim on average before the files were handed over to doctors to sign off on the denials. Cigna says the system is used to speed up payments to doctors for low-cost procedures. The company has 18 million U.S. members. Rhonda Rockster reporting.
A federal judge has blocked a rule allowing immigration authorities to deny asylum to migrants who arrive at the U.S.-Mexico border without first applying online or seeking protection in a country they previously passed through. But the judge delayed the ruling from taking effect immediately, giving the Biden administration time to appeal. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2
Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 at Roswell Talk FM. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to it.
You almost forgot what day it was, huh?
No, I just like to get all big and then just go Wednesday. This is kind of the thing I do. But anyway, happy Wednesday. Hope all of you are having a good day so far. It's going to be another hot one already. 80 degrees, 8 o'clock in the morning here in Roswell. So, it's another one hot day. So, hopefully, you're able to stay cool. If you're going to be out at the fair, drink lots of water.
Yeah.
Find lots of shady spots. Hit those lemonade booths and all that good stuff. Get your stay cool for the next couple days here. Also, want to mention, we were talking, we played the interview with the folks from Wings for Life last hour. Don't forget this Saturday, if you were just tuning in, they have their big, it's a back-to-school event. They're going to have shoe vouchers for the first, I believe, 75 people. They're going to have games and prizes and back-to-school supplies and stuff. And it'll all be at St. Andrew's Church at 505 North Pennsylvania. And it'll be this Saturday from 11 until 2. If you're needing to get the shoe vouchers and all that, be there closer to 11 because it is first come, first serve on that. So just want to put that bee in your bonnet. Make sure you're out there for that. And then don't forget, next Tuesday is the big National Night Out event at the Roswell Recreation and Aquatic Center. That event will take place August 1st, next Tuesday, from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Aquatic Center. They're going to have a big pool party, so you can come out and swim. The event will have also feature the Roswell Police Department, Chaves County Sheriff's, New Mexico State Police, Dexter Fire Department, Sarah Fire Department, New Mexico Department of Game and Fish, the U.S. Bureau of Land Management, Mounted Patrol, the Chaves County Detention Center, New Mexico Adult Probation and Parole Officers, Ambulance Company, American Medical Response, and medical flight providers from Trans-Aero as well. They'll all have their stuff there so the kids can kind of come and see the equipment and all that too. So, and it's a good opportunity if you want to start a neighborhood watch or learn. It's really, the event is designed for a opportunity for the public to meet and talk with our law enforcement and first responders in non-emergency situations. Most of the time we deal with these individuals, it's because we got an emergency situation going on, and we're not usually at our best when those are happening. So this is a chance to talk to people and kind of see the human side of our first responders. So it's a good thing. So come on out, bring the kids, bring the whole family out next Tuesday night at the Roswell Recreation Aquatic Center. Everything will get underway about 5 o'clock there.
I feel like my neighborhood could do with a neighborhood watch.
There you go. We'll start one. You can.
Yeah, I don't want to start one. I just wanted there to be one.
Well, someone's got to, get the ball and let someone else roll with it. But that's definitely something, And that's, if you want to learn about it, that's a good event to come out because you can talk to the neighborhood watch folks or the Roswell Police Department and kind of, they'll be happy to talk with you. And you just talk to a few neighbors. And, and that's the thing about neighborhood watch. Each neighborhood watch is different. Some are more informal and it's just kind of a agreement amongst the neighbors.
Yeah.
Some are more formalized and they have, a meeting and they might do scheduled events and things like that.
I just think it's more warranted in like the ghetto parts of town.
I think it's warranted in every neighborhood. I mean, that's the beauty of neighborhoods is your neighbors kind of, like I have a good neighborhood. My neighborhood is, of course I have a lot of retirees that live in my neighborhood, but like if I leave the garage door open, one of my neighbors like, hey, your garage door is open, they'll call or they'll, they're really good about taking in the trash. And that's kind of neighborhood watch too. It's not just, looking for suspicious people walking around your neighborhood. It's also, just getting to know your neighbors and y'all living in the same patch of dirt. You don't have to be best buddies and everything, but it's nice to at least be cordial and nice and get along and do things nice for your neighbors and vice versa. Kind of it always makes the neighborhood a little bit better when you can do that kind of stuff and not arguing about who's supposed to cut that piece of grass or not. That tree's on your side and all that stuff, or all the other mess we get into with our neighbors. So
right.
Our A&E channel's got a whole night of television devoted to people that act like that. So
that's more like HOA stuff, isn't it? Like,
yes and no. I mean, but it's all begats the other. Like, yeah, you have Neighborhood Watch to look out, but at the same time, that also creates, dialogue, creates friendships. It creates,
yes.
And so when you're friendly to your neighbors, you tend to do things like check the mail for them, or take in their trash cans, or do things that are neighborly. That's just that kind of spawns that kind of stuff. I'm not saying use it to start a HOA, no, but just to look out for each other. That's a good thing.
Okay, yeah,
not a bad thing.
I wasn't aware that it went beyond just crimes.
Well, Neighborhood Watch generally is to keep just an eye on that stuff, because and also remember, Neighborhood Watch, you're not deputized law enforcement officials. You're not supposed to go out and stop crimes or do any. You're just the eyes and ears for our law enforcement. If you see something that doesn't look right in your neighborhood, you call the police and let them investigate it. They'll determine if it's not right, or it just so happens. No, it's just everything's fine. Let them determine it. You're not supposed to be the one to do that. But so it's not like some of these movies you see with what's that Ben Stiller movie?
The Watch.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's nothing. You don't wear coats and badges and walk around and all that nonsense. I mean, I guess some of that could happen, but no, it's generally not what Neighborhood Watch is.
I never watched that movie.
I have, but it's been a long time, and it got delayed because of the shooting. There was
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was right around the time that movie was getting ready to come out in Florida. There was the overzealous Neighborhood Watch guy that killed a kid, and it was coming right around the time that watch. They delayed it for about a year, and then it bombed.
I don't think I've heard of that.
Yeah, there was a whole controversy around that movie when it first came out. But it was more about aliens, if I remember right. The Watches, they go to neighborhood, but it's the aliens they're going after at the end.
Oh.
There. It's not it's not like nefarious people. It's extraterrestrial. Nice. But it's not a good movie. You didn't miss anything, but it was just it was about a bit of controversy around it at the time because of the timing of when the film released, which based on what was going on in the world at the time. I can't remember It was a national case and a big deal. I don't remember the names involved at this point anymore, but yeah, it was a whole thing.
Yeah, so. I always thought the Neighborhood Watches were like officially like a title given by law enforcement to like someone in the neighborhood.
No, law enforcement, what they do is they help organize. Usually, like RPD has folks that are like liaisons, and they help get information or coordinate with the Neighborhood Watch on the passing and gathering of information. They work with them, and also like some neighborhood watches will use it as a way to gather as a meeting for the neighborhood, and then they use that time to and they'll have usually someone from the Roswell Police join them at the meeting and say, hey, we've been noticing this kind of stuff, be on the lookout for this, It's really more of a communication dialogue between law enforcement and the public. That's really the biggest tool Neighborhood Watch is. It's not some arm of law enforcement per se. Yeah. That's not what it is. Nobody's deputized. None of that's going on. It's just it's just people caring about their neighborhood and agreeing to all look out for each other. And then when they see something that doesn't look right in their neighborhood, to report it. That's Neighborhood Watch. Learn more about it on Tuesday in National Night Out here. So, I don't know. We've got a call or anything about our guest. I have not seen our guest yet.
No, we haven't gotten a call yet.
Tell you what, if we don't have our guest, my backup will be Leadership Roswell. We had Rick Kraft and Father Warwick, who's the next class president for the Leadership Roswell class. He joined us. They joined us a couple weeks ago. The deadline is coming up July 31st for the 2023-2024 Leadership Roswell class. So if we don't hear from Bobby here in the next couple minutes, then I will play that interview with Leadership Roswell.
There's no missed calls.
Okay, that's good.
Also, it's Father Yadek.
Yadek, yeah. He's a real nice guy. I keep butchering his name every time I mention it. He's from Poland.
Yes, he is.
He's from Poland. So
he's a very nice guy. He's
he's a huge and I can see why he's the class president, because he's like he's you know how certain people you talk to and like within 5 minutes, their whole personality just kind of rubs off, and you're just instant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's certain people that have that. Like no matter what, they walk into a room and they're kind of instantly like they just have a glow about them. I don't know what it is. You can't put your finger on it. It's just something that they kind of they just tend to be well received everywhere they go.
There's like an innocence.
Yeah, yeah, maybe, or just acceptance, maybe. But Father Warwick is one of those people that you start talking to him, and next thing you know, you're like, what a great guy. He's just one of those people, you know.
Yeah, well, I thought it was. I didn't even know he was a father at first because his beard was blocking his white collar.
Yes, so he was like, he's got this black suit on, and he was like, oh, there's a collar under there. But yeah, I
thought he was just wearing a black T-shirt.
I wonder, like, how often do they have to wear? Like, does Catholic priests, like when they're off duty, do they have to wear like a lighter version with the? Because like Catholic priests are a little different than other clergy members. Because they're not allowed to marry. They're kind of, they're married to the job, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so I always wonder, they're kind of always on duty. You know, all pastors are on duty when they're off duty. But it seems like Catholic priests more so just because of the, devoting their life to God and not, really starting their own family or anything like that.
Well,
that's not part of the equation. And so I always wonder, like when it's downtime, do they still have to wear the?
Well, it was a short sleeve shirt, so maybe he does have to wear the collar.
Well, I know they have summer versions or winter versions. I've dealt with enough Catholic priests to know they have an ensemble of uniforms that they can wear based on the season. But I was just kind of curious whether, when it's their time off, so to speak, they're at home watching the ball game or doing whatever they do when it's their time. They still have to be available with the collar.
Yeah, I think.
Like, can they wear civvy clothes, or do they have to wear like the uniforms all the time? I was just curious.
Yeah, I think it's whenever they're out in public.
I just never seen a Catholic priest like out of Catholic priest.
No.
Like even in their like leisure clothes, it's like a lighter version of the uniform. You know what I mean? That's what I'm curious about. Like, do they, can they wear civvies, so to speak?
Yeah, even if they're in their house, they're
home
the
doing their thing, watching their game. Unwinding for the day. Do they get to put on a T-shirt and jeans like everybody else? I don't know. I'll have to ask Father Warwick next time I see him.
Yadic.
Sorry, it's that J. I keep wanting to say Waddick.
Yeah.
Like what is?
Oh, okay. See, no, there's no J-U.
Yeah.
That's where you get the W sound.
Yeah, that's where I want to do to it.
Yeah, no, it's just J-A-R.
Yarick.
It's spelled Jarek.
Jarek.
Like J-A-R.
It's pronounced Yarick.
E-K.
Okay.
But it's just Jarek or Yarick.
Yarick.
Yes.
Okay. I'm still going to botch it. I just want to do the W-U, the J-U, the one like that.
Yes.
With it. That's what I want to do.
No, there's no U in after the J.
Yeah, I'm just, my brain wants to do that with it. So, it is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. The heat continues. We have another heat advisory in effect for today. The wind will be a little bit gusty. Lots of sunshine with dry air in place. 102 to 105 on our afternoon highs. It'll be clear for the overnight hours and a little bit windy, low 70s, and then 100 to 104 for the highs on Thursday with sunshine, low 100s, and sunny again Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 80 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 37% with winds out of the south at 12 miles per hour. Heat advisory, once again, that'll kick in at noon and remain in effect through 8 p.m. Expect a high of 106 today under sunny and hot skies. Winds will be out of the south. 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies. Looking at an overnight low of 73 degrees. Winds will be out of the south, 15 to 20. They will drop down 5 to 10 miles per hour after midnight tonight. Thursday, mostly sunny. Highs right around 103 with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday night, partly cloudy. Looking at an overnight low of 72 degrees. Winds will be out of the south at around 15 to 20 miles per hour. They'll drop down 5 to 10 after midnight tomorrow night. For you, Friday, mostly sunny. Highs right around 103. South winds 5 to 10 in the morning, 15 to 20 for Friday afternoon. Friday night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 72. Then for your weekend, mostly sunny with a high of 100 on Saturday. Sunny, once again, highs right around 100 on Sunday. Then next week, 102 on Monday. There is that 30% chance of rain on Tuesday now with highs right around 100. All right, it is 21 minutes after 8 o'clock. It is, let's do this. Let's go ahead and take a 2.5-minute commercial break. I'll give a few more minutes to see if our guests are going to make it. If not, I'll come back on the other side and introduce it. But what we'll do is I'll play our interview with the folks from Leadership Roswell if Bobby and them don't make it. So quick break. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is a proud supporter of the Chavez County Fair. They salute the hardworking 4-H and FFA kids in our area, striving to be their best every day. As farmers and ranchers themselves, the crew at Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply knows the hard work that goes into making farming and agriculture what it is today. And from the Everyone's a Winner program to actually investing in these future farmers and ranchers during the Junior Livestock Sale, Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is proud to support the Chavez County Fair. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd. Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services LLC is an equal opportunity employer.
Most of the problems that people have with plants comes down to basic farm management. That means knowing what to plant and when to plant it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Planting at the wrong time usually leads to disappointment and heartache, sort of like your first love. But planting at the right moment puts Mother Nature on your side, and that makes growing things easier and a whole lot more fun. So before you plant anything, come to see us at Roswell Seed, or just give it a try and hope for the best. It gives me a chance to say, I told you so.
Imagine pool water that is extremely soft and gentle on hair, skin, and eyes. Soft Swim is a chlorine-free sanitizing system by BioGuard. Simple and easy, Soft Swim will give you a crystal clear pool that feels luxuriously soft. Your pool might just become the destination of the entire neighborhood. Application is a breeze, no mixing, no pre-dissolving, and routine maintenance is simple. Come to Mays Lumber Company today, the only dealer for Soft Swim by BioGuard.
You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
When life hangs in the balance and minutes matter, trust the team that gets you there faster. TransAero Medevac. TransAero Medevac is a proud supporter of the Eddy County and Chavez County 4-H and FFA. They salute the hard work of Chavez and Eddy County's 4-H and FFA and are proud to see young people succeed. Don't miss the Eddy County Fair July 23rd through the 29th and the Chavez County Fair July 25th through the 29th. TransAero Medevac, a proud supporter of the Chavez and Eddy County 4-H and FFA programs. They really are wings for life.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing on an 8:25. Looks like our guests aren't going to be here. So, in its place, back on the 11th, we had Rick Kraft and Father Yarrick with Leadership Roswell Alumni Association or Leadership Roswell program. The upcoming 23-24 class, the deadline to get your applications in is Monday of next week, July 31st, by 5 p.m., getting them out to the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. So I'll go ahead and play our interview with Rick and Father Yarrick to learn you all about Leadership Roswell. So here's that interview. Enjoy. Joining us. And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, talking Leadership Roswell. Of course, Rick Kraft joining us here. And then now I stopped for a few minutes. So I got to remember if I say this right. Father Yarrick.
Yes,
very good as well.
Good morning.
He is our going to be the new class president for the upcoming 2023-2024 Leadership Roswell class.
Yes, so. It is correct, and I am nervous already.
Very good. So, if you don't mind, where are you from, Father?
Oh, I am from Roswell. I can show you my ID.
Okay.
You know? Oh, originally.
Oh, I was just curious about the accent. Yeah.
So I am originally from Poland.
Poland. Okay. I was like, sounds Eastern European or that Eastern European area. I was like, but I don't want to. I don't want to get it wrong, so I was like, let me just.
I have some accent, I know.
Very good deal. So When did you come to the United States? Just curious.
And first I came 2010.
Okay.
And 4th of July.
Okay.
So every year it's my anniversary. I just celebrated my anniversary.
Okay.
And the first 6 years I served in Virginia. And from 2016 I am serving in New Mexico as a priest. 1.5 years I served in Silver City.
Okay.
So a little higher, was level.
Sure.
And then from 2018 I am pastor of Assumption Catholic Church here in Roswell. It was always my dream to visit Roswell because 1947, and now I am looking for aliens because I am ready to baptize them.
Good news. So that when you're in your free time, you're ready to
all the time
to find and bless aliens.
Oh yes, and I am also ready for my blood transfusion, but still it's red.
Very good. So did the priesthood bring you to the United States, or?
Yes, I was invited. because in my family diocese in Poland, which is the diocese of Radom, small diocese, we have still a little over 600 priests.
Okay.
So, and my bishop gave me permission to come first for 2-3 years.
Okay.
I am a little over than 13.
So they have more priests in churches, and they're like, hey, let's...
churches are on each corner, so...
And we got plenty of priests, so let's, U.S. needs some help. Let's send some priests
it is why
that way.
I'm here.
Oh, very cool. Well, you got lucked out, I think, there.
Yes, thank you so much.
Although coming from Virginia to New Mexico is quite the culture shock in and of itself.
Yeah, so Bishop Cantu, when first invited me, he says, come and visit because this area is a little different than Virginia. He was right.
It is. I grew up in Maryland. That's where I'm originally from.
Okay, so you know it.
Very familiar with that area, too. So, and like you, I was quite surprised when I got sent here in the military. So,
but I love it because I love this weather. It's dry. It's hot but dry, so you are not sweat like all the time.
Sure.
Plus, good food, wonderful people.
Hey, feel
home
spicy
is
food.
here.
Yeah, they don't know what green chili is in Virginia. They don't know anything about that.
It's not good like here.
Very good. Good answer, Father.
Father Yark was selected in the Leadership Roswell class of 23, and I've never seen a more enthusiastic student.
Well, I got the feeling there's a reason why he's the next class president. Usually, for folks that don't know, and we'll kind of, I'll let Rick kind of explain what Leadership Roswell is, but the class president for the next class is really selected amongst his peers from your own class here. So it's kind of an honor / not it.
I think that I should set up my new email address with honor / But it is an honor, First was the honor to be a student.
Sure.
And if you would like to learn something good, Rick is really the best leader, from whom I learned a lot.
I mean, aside from the fact that you're a man of the cloth, but just the fact that you were selected president automatic, because I know what's going on.
I am still surprised.
But it kind of instantly says, all right, you've made an impression amongst at least 30 people I know of. So.
I feel big pressure.
Very good. All right, now, with all the weird innuendo in between, maybe we should let Rick kind of sort all that out. For folks that, we talk about Leadership Roswell on this program quite often, so I think a lot of our listeners do know. But for folks that have just, for whatever reason missed out or did not know or do not know, talk a little bit about exactly, and if anybody's going to tell you what it is, it's Rick. He's pretty much, it's like he didn't invent it, but he's like inventing adjacent. It's like right there. So, but Rick, good morning first off.
Good morning, Mike. Thanks for having us on.
But just give a little bit of background and just tell folks kind of the 50 Cent what Leadership Roswell is.
Well, back in 1983, the Roswell Chamber of Commerce Board was forward thinking, and they decided to put together a leadership program for our community and put together the first class. We got to celebrate the class of 23. It was 40 years that we've had this program.
Has it been? I knew we kept saying 30-something. We've hit officially at the 4s now?
Yeah.
Okay.
This next class will be the 41st class. And basically what we do is we look for current and future leaders in the community.
Okay.
And put them together into the program and take them through. It's a 9-month program, and we're the oldest continuous program of its kind in the state of New Mexico.
Absolutely. And the part I love about it is because it really serves multiple facets for being, obviously the class is called Leadership Roswell. Leadership's right in the title. So that's goal one is giving a chance for people to be exposed to different styles of leadership, what, how good and bad leadership impacts what you do, things like that. So at the core, that's what you're learning. But the other side of it is you really get to see how the sausage is made in southeast New Mexico, from your city government to county government to state government to industry to nonprofit. You really to just logistics, transportation, to stuff like that. I mean, you see various facets of how things are operated in and around southeast New Mexico. Each year varies a little bit, but some classes get to go out to the law enforcement training center to go shoot guns and drive cars and learn about what they do at FLETC. Some get to go to Christmas by Krebs and see the Christmas, which you're thinking making Christmas ornaments. You think you don't realize how much proprietary and cool stuff that's involved till you get to tour that stuff. And by the way, if you have a glass bulb on your Christmas tree, odds are pretty good it came from Roswell, New Mexico. But you don't realize that till you kind of go through this kind of stuff. You know how the courts do their thing. How that's really you really get to learn about your community, who's running it, and how it's run. And so that's kind of the other side. And the third aspect is networking. That's very good. That's the side that you're going to meet 30 or 29 other people that you may know. I mean, it's Roswell, small town. We all kind of know each other in some way, shape, or form. But you by the time you're done with the class at the end of about a year, you're going to have 29 friends or 29 people that you're going to turn to probably for the rest of your time here in Roswell, which hopefully is a long time. And but that's the whole point of it, is to show leadership, to show what our community is all about, and to make those connections so we can have nonprofits and profits and interact and both thrive and succeed. And really, at the end of the day, that's kind of the amalgamation of what Leadership Roswell is.
Yeah, you're the first person I've heard that's done a good job like that on summarizing all three of them. but the community can't rise any higher than its leaders.
Yeah, and absolutely.
So that's what we're about. And I did make a list, I'll go through real quick, of places that a typical class visits.
Okay, there you go. I was just kind of spitballing. He's got a more official list here.
But you did a good job. The Institute, Supreme Court Building, the Dairy, FA Tower, the University, the County Administrative Office Building, the Roundhouse in Santa Fe, Leprino Foods, Baldwin Paint, Police Department, Christmas by Krebs, Roswell Livestock. We've gone to the Governor's Mansion, Sheriff's Department, Mystic, Double Eagle, Pecos Valley Production, Historical Society. The list goes on and on. A class a couple of years ago in their final yearbook, they made a list of all the presenters, 104.
Wow.
And so I never stopped to count them until then. I've been involved 32 years.
And let me break it down, because we have, about 12 meetings altogether?
11.
11.
Yeah.
So that's 104 guests and 11 meetings.
Yeah. one of the class days, one year we had 25 presenters on one day.
Wow.
We had a lot of panels, discussions, and judges and law enforcement.
And those are great days when you get those chances to meet. Because there's some days, depending, usually it's around those, depending, you have someone in law enforcement or someone in the law area, you have those kind of discussions, those topical issues, problems, and amongst 30 people in a room, you have an honest adult conversation about stuff like, that is a little, what's the three things, Father? Don't talk about politics, religion. That's where you go right there for that.
Yeah.
But it's good to ask questions, and to find some answers from people who have better understanding.
Absolutely. Well, and talking like an adult to share your opinions is a good thing. It doesn't matter if your opinions vary or are similar. We should be able, this is how this is founded. You should be able to share those ideas and things. And we don't have to agree on them, but you should be able to have a platform to talk about them, discuss, and you might find common ground once you finish discussing everything.
It's important conversation, because if just one person is talking, it's monologue. Important is dialogue, to find some way, that other people maybe will bring others, and will listen to.
Makes sense. Yeah, you go from one's a conversation, one's just a lecture. But this is the great part about this class, is it really makes you think. It makes you, talk about it. But this is what creates the bond too, because right away it's a 1 year class. Now the commitment is basically one Friday a month. It's typically around the Friday a month. There's a couple that classes, depending on logistics, that are on a different date, but it's basically about once a month. It's all day. You'll get there about 7 in the morning, and you'll get done about 5 o'clock that evening. There is an overnight trip to Santa Fe, and I think your class was the first one to go back to Santa Fe
after 2 years.
Since the COVID outbreak and everything here. So we're back on the regular schedule. Some of those classes in between, they weren't able to go to Santa Fe, but we were able to go to Ruidoso, and I've heard tell some of those classes, like, ours is better. So, you know.
I can tell that my class is best class ever.
You know, that's something you kind of hear every once in a while. You know, it's funny. We had our alumni banquet on Friday, which we had some great people we honored on Friday, and everyone that came out, I think, was another great event. Thank you to NMMI for hosting us and putting a great meal out and everything. They do it every year, and but that's the thing, because that's one of those few places where you really get to meet alumni from other classes, and so every person that comes up and speaks, not all, but there's, I would say at least 80% are alum in some way, shape, or form. And so every single person. I was the class of 2016, and that was the best class ever. I'm the class of 2022. That's the best class ever. I'm the class of 1996. That was the best class ever. You know?
I had 8 people come up and tell me that from different classes, and 2 of them ended up nose to nose.
Fortunately, no fisticuffs. Still the best class ever.
I stepped out of that discussion because they were getting pretty serious.
Yeah, you could have Swiss Switzerland there. You're like, they're all my classes. I like them
But
all.
you know, it is about how you can see something from different perspective, right? So everyone are true, you know, and honest and true, because for each class is best class, right? So absolutely.
Well, and what that tells me, if you're an outsider looking at it, is like, that's proof that people are investing themselves into the product.
And they enjoy also, you know, this class, this program.
Which means that there's a lot of people that believe in what the product does. And so when I see that, that's just proof. And like Rick was saying, when you're now into the 40 years, things that are around 40 years aren't around 40 years because they're not good at it. You know what I mean? There's a reason why they've been around for 40 years. And that's the great thing about this program. It's great for... if you're a person that wants to get involved and set roots into what your home, you know, as a leader, as just being a part of the community, Leadership Roswell is a great program. So if you own a business here in town, there's so many networking opportunities that would be beneficial for your business by being a part of Leadership Roswell. If you're a community leader, I'm a business manager at one of our tentpole businesses here in town. That networking, that ability to work and meet other people through our government, through our nonprofits, these are all opportunities to get better at your job and life through leadership, but also at the same time saying, hey, how can I make my company or my organization better through what I'm learning here? And that's the part that you can't really tell people. It just kind of happens organically within the class.
Yeah, we have 1,030 graduates. So the class before Father Yards, we passed out our 1,000th graduating student, and but yeah, we've leadership throughout our community. I mean, the list is long. I just saw Don Powell on his way to the chamber breakfast. And,
Dr. Powell's in my class.
In this one, yes, of course.
But the question I ask, I just posted something on Facebook, is, are you going to get any better? Or is this it?
Yeah.
And really, our goal is it's about equipping the students in the program.
Absolutely.
Putting tools on the table in front of them and hoping they pick them up.
And you know something else, I remember when I received a letter first, someone gave my name, that maybe I will be interested to be part of this wonderful program. So immediately on my head I said yes. But very first class, Rick, he's not just presenting the class program. He's already starting to create, relationship, and is teaching how we will create, another family. Because it is not just a program. You mentioned about, to have connection with, some industries or some organizations. It is wonderful because after this 9 months, I can say that I have much more helpers if I need some help, because I know whom I can ask for help. And I live already 5 years in Roswell, but now my life as a leader, it's much easier, so praise the Lord that we have this wonderful program.
Sure.
And I know that some people are interested, to join the program, they would like to apply themselves, which is absolutely amazing, because first, it is great time, and sometimes it's not enough once a month, but also whole day, it's never enough, and I see a lot of benefits, regarding the program.
I'm sorry, Rick.
Well, the other thing, that you mentioned Santa Fe, we were back there. We also got to go to FLETC again after 2 years.
Good deal. Was that kind of locked out for COVID?
Yeah, it's actually the last class we had before COVID.
Okay.
I said goodbye to the students. I said, I'll see you in 3 weeks, and it was like 3 months.
So you got to do FLETC.
Yes, but you mentioned about shooting, but now they are using just laser, guns.
Oh.
It's not the same.
I'm not gonna lie.
But still,
that was the coolest
fun.
thing. I was in the military, and so I shot M16s, full automatic, and that's a bigger caliber gun, and
Yes.
you're shooting a gun like that,
Your arm will
Yeah. But when they handed me this 9mm full automatic gun, and I'm like, all right, and he's like, no, you can hold it like you're aiming a rifle. I'm like, this is a machine. It's going to shoot. Like, that's not how machine guns work. No. And I was aimed 30 rounds at one time when it's just like, and I'm not gonna lie, I was like, this is kind of cool, and because I was like, there's like no recoil. I'm like, I could do this all day. It was really. I mean, obviously, I didn't do that.
Never ending story.
But I mean, that was so cool. So bummer that you only had the lasers. But anyway, but you got to drive around the cars, didn't you?
Yes.
See, I didn't get to do that because they were actually training recruits that day, and they were like, "I'm sorry, we don't have room for you."
It was
on the
very
track.
windy, exactly this particular day, but still we had amazing time, and to be legally over speed, whoa.
That's true. That was one of the few times you get to drive like an idiot. No one's throwing you in jail
Exactly.
for it. So.
Nobody will arrest you. Nobody will give you a ticket.
That's right. So, okay, now that we're on the table here, Father, what was, if you could pinpoint, favorite most memorable experience of your class this last year?
And I love to play ping pong, first FLETC was absolutely amazing day.
Okay.
But I remember in November, we had the full day class in, Assurance Home.
Okay.
And it was really, really great experience because first we had no idea that there is a special goal that will be observe how we will work as a team and then individuals. And the weather first in the morning was not friendly with us because it was raining. So, we had to wait. We were afraid that something would be canceled. And we just met each other. And very quick, we started to be helpers for each other. So, we supported each other and we give a hand. So I think that it was one from the day that I really saw that even we are not yet friends, but we are already ready to give a hand, to help each other.
Well, and I imagine we could ask the guy who planned it, but I would imagine that, I know exactly what you're talking about, Father. The Assurance Home, which is one of your early classes, I believe it's the second one, if I remember
Correct.
right. First thing, a lot of people don't realize the Assurance Home is here in town, and they don't realize what literally an oasis in town it is, and it's a great organization that helps teens. And it basically, it literally is, they put them in this just family home life. It's very peaceful, quiet, and they do a lot of exercises and things that really go to team building and things. But it really helps these kids that haven't been exposed to a lot of parenting, for lack of better, and they kind of get some of that at the Assurance Home, and it turns out, but you're doing things that put you out of your comfort zone. You're going to be, climbing towers and doing things that you're like, this is not what I do, and
but also you can learn your limits.
Yeah,
because sometimes you feel like pushing. No, just go. and then sometimes you must say no, because for some reason I feel that I should just stop.
Sure.
So it's good that we learned also how to be smart, because a leader usually has some people behind you. So it's good to think about entire group.
Absolutely. But I'm imagining you do that early in the program on purpose. Yes. I think that's by design to say, hey, you want to? How do you get people to learn a lot about each other and put them in a scenario where they got to do things that put them all out of their comfort zone a little bit
with a lot of screaming.
And so we'll create the lava pit, and you got to navigate the bridge to get across the lava pit. How do you do that? 12 people together at once. and so that's the assurance home is. So I understand completely. It makes complete sense because that's that time where you're like, oh wow, we're not just going to be sitting in a classroom and watching videos all day. That's going to be something different here.
Yeah, good exercise and a lot of learning.
Yes.
We've got a great team that works together. Margaret Kennard,
Margaret, Todd,
Todd Versiglio,
these
Andrea
folks.
Moore from the chamber. Irma Perez helped last year's class as president. And,
she did a great job as well too.
Yeah.
I know her and Andrea worked well together, getting everything.
She was wonderful. Yeah.
And the best benchmark for me is at the end of the year we ask whether the program exceeded, met, or didn't meet their expectations. And last year's class, 22 said exceeded and 1 said met, and nobody said not met. And we've never had numbers like that before.
Although I would say most people take a lot out of the program. I mean, after 40 years, you're not going to bat 1,000, but I'm going to say we're batting the 800s at least. Way better Babe Ruth. Just say it.
And you've been involved. Every year, every class we have evaluations.
Yes.
And so every year we try to move it up to the next rung, or we do. And like you said, after 40 years, we've got a great program, great team putting it together.
Absolutely. So here's the thing. Now is the time to sign up for this next class. We have a deadline coming up pretty quick here, a couple weeks away, July 31st. Good news is it's pretty easy to get your applications. You can swing by the Chamber of Commerce and pick up a physical copy if you want to do it that way. You can easily go to the Chamber's website and download the copy. I always mess up websites. It's like RoswellChamber.com, right?
RoswellNM.org.
RoswellNM.org. I always get it's the city one's Roswell-NM.gov.
Yeah.
RoswellNM.org. It's all I forget no dash and But anyway,
and the chamber set up. There's a window as soon as you open that you can just click on. It's very easy.
Yeah, and then you go fill it out. Now, here's the next part I say every single time. July 31st is your deadline. Do not wait till July 31st to open up that application, fill it out, and send it in. It is an application that they want you to fill out, and they're learning about you. Mm-hmm. So when you answer questions with yes, no, crime, and that's it, that doesn't tell us very much about you. Yep. So these questions, you don't have to write a whole essay. We don't need a thesis, but we want to see how you think and what's your opinion. And so a lot of the questions are going to be things like, obviously the personal stuff, name, address, blah, 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 but things like, what's Roswell's greatest problem? And we want to see how you brain and what you think about that. So even if you're new to town and you're like, well, I've only been here a year or whatever, I'm not. Oh, you got eyes, you got ears, you got nose. You pick up on senses and things. What is your spidey senses telling you about the town here? And so think about that and there's not wrong answers. Right. If your answer is kind of like I think it's so and so, and you're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming, but we want to see thought.
Well, and your advice is very good. Every year we have more applicants than we have spots. And I call the students that don't make it. There are a couple of years where we had 2-to-1 applications to positions, and I wasn't able to call them that year. But when I call students and say, I'm sorry, there's not a spot for you, some of them say, I didn't realize it was competitive.
Yes.
But, we have 5 different people that are scoring it individually. We don't do personal interviews. So, as you said, Mike, whatever they put down on paper is all they have
That's
to go
all
by.
we have to go on.
Yeah.
And so, and I, like you said, Rick, is more than 30 people apply each year. Only 30 people get in. Some years we've had 60 people apply, and we've had to tell people. I'm thinking on average it's usually about 40 people that we get, roughly, give or take, but each class period. Now, that being said, if you're one of those people that have applied in the past and you were one of the ones that were told we don't have room for you, apply this year. Now, I ain't going to lie. if this is your first time applying, this might make you a little salty, but we give weight to people that have applied multiple years, more than 1 year. We want, because that tells us that you believe in the program and want to be a part of it. We want you to be a part of it. People that believe in we want everybody to go through we're not hiding the information under a basket here and trying to keep it to ourselves. We want everybody to know about this. So we certainly want that. So if you were told no in the past, please reapply. You're going to get a few weighted points when they do the decision-making process. And the more times we said no, the greater chance that more points and we've had a few people 4 times tried to get in and didn't, and I bet 1 or 2 have been sitting in father's seat here as well too, just saying.
Well, believe it or not, I didn't make it my first try. The class of '84 when I just moved to Roswell,
and there was no Rick to call him to tell him no.
I didn't do phone calls. The tuition is $650, but we have scholarships, and I don't want anyone to not apply, for that reason.
If money's an issue, we will not make an issue. We'll figure out a way to get that taken care of. Yeah. I know a lot of times businesses or the organization that's representing the person will pick up the tab on that one, but we can work that part out. If I think there's a thing in the application, if you need assistance or whatever, just check that, and then when Rick says congratulations, and then he'll say, all right, now what can we help you to get this paid for?
But also big thanks to all the donors and sponsors, because
absolutely,
without these wonderful people and there is support, we'll have more limits. But we can offer more, because we have wonderful people and our local businesses, organizations who are supporting us financially. And as a new president, probably will start soon to visit some of these places.
Yeah, you're going to meet the father here.
So, yes, and with my smiling, and I
need a hat to come in hand with, too.
It's a good idea, to collect the money, right?
Coming with hat in hand to beg for
So thank you so much, and I am looking forward to cooperate more with you also.
Good deal. Well,
there's 2 dimensions to that. One, as Father Yarrick said, is people that step up and help underwrite the program by sponsoring a breakfast or a lunch or a bus. The other part, though, is the only way it's successful is because our community steps up. When you have 100.
Yeah, Leadership Roswell would not be happening for 40 years had it not be from the generosity and support that Rick's talking about.
We ask people to come present, ask people to open their doors, to host us, and they always say yes.
Well, and here's the thing, too, and you'll learn this as you become Rick and Margaret and Todd, and, they're planning the curriculum, where you're going and what you're doing day to day. But the class and the leadership within the class kind of run the other minutia. What's going, what are, hey, are you guys going to have a Christmas party? Are you guys going to have shirts?
Class project.
What's going to happen? Yeah, each class is, you're going to give back to the community. Who's going to be doing that in here? We're going to Santa Fe. Who's plotting and planning our activities? Because you just don't sit on a bus and sleep for 3 hours. You're doing that's 3 hours of working right there.
Oh, a lot of singing.
So really the class takes an active leadership role in just kind of the minutia of the group and the personal side and everything else. And so that side of it is really on the class, on how that's led and run. But at the same time, these are the folks that come out and they're knocking on the businesses and knocking on these various organizations' doors. Hey, would you host us at this event? Or we've got a lunch. Could you provide lunch for 30 for an afternoon here? And because of the generosity of those people each and every year, because I'm sure there's certain business like, oh, here they come again, those Leadership Roswell people. But time in, time out, they support and generously provide and help, and that's the difference between we have 40 years of Leadership Roswell and hey, every year we're trying to get this thing happening, but we can't get it off the ground. It's that reason, though. So big thank you to them, and Father here's going to be knocking on your doors pretty soon, folks out there.
I promise. And thank you.
But that being said, we really want to get 30 of the best people to sign up for this class. Trust me, it doesn't matter if you've been here your whole life or if you just moved here last month. I think you will take great benefit from all aspects of the program, from the leadership side, from the learning about your community side. Even if you've been here 30 years, I guarantee you there's aspects of this community you're like, I never even realized that's what's been going on over here, and I've been here my whole life.
First reason is to learn, but second is how we can serve our community, which means to make our city, better place to live.
And to be honest, and you'll learn this, and Father just learned this kind of, or was exposed to this little lesson now. When you graduate from Leadership Roswell, that's the beginning. That's not the end. That's the whole point of this is now go forth and make our community better. That's it. Get involved. Whatever your passions are, whether it's sports and youth, whether it's homeless or domestic violence, whether it's business and money and finance, whatever it is, go back to those circles and make it better for our community. And
so after 9 months, we have graduation, but it is not really graduation, it's just very beginning.
Exactly. And that's, well, and I imagine because of what you do for your life, you have a servant's heart. So I think you and Leadership Roswell are a match made in heaven here. So I as much as I think Leadership Roswell appreciates what you do, I think it's like, well, you can't have one without the other sometimes, And so I got to ask Rick, I'm just curious because just gee whiz, you've been doing this for 40 years. I remember
32 years.
32 years. I'm sorry. At one point, you're going to say, you know what? I'm just, I'm going to retire. I'm going to go and see the world and how many more years of this you got in you, Rick? I'm just curious.
I don't know.
God knows.
God knows I don't. But
we're all dreading that day, but nonetheless.
I love it so much. If it stops being fun, I'll give some notice and make sure there's a good transition. But I enjoy it so much right now.
Because that's the one thing I always think is like, at some point he's going to want to live his life and do his thing. He's going to say, guys, I'm done with this. And what are we going to do next?
Well, we do a lot of traveling, but we never travel the first Friday of the month.
All I'm saying is folks like Todd Margaret better get ready because I think that big pile is going to go into your lap when that happens. But it's an amazing program. Trust me. Every month you're going to be excited to see what you get into each time, and the people you meet. I think that makes it just as much fun as you make friends and day one you're interacting and learn. Within the first 20 minutes of starting Leadership Roswell, you're up and about meeting and greeting and moving and talking about everybody, and it just goes from there till a year later when you're sitting at a banquet and everyone's graduating here, and it goes by fast, but it's a busy thing, and here's the thing, you do have to have that commitment of basically 1 day a month, all day. You're going to have to be away from work or whatever. For this to work, you have to commit to that. You can't come to some and come to none. You gotta commit to it. So please. If you don't think you have the time, let's reserve it for someone that knows that can commit the time. That being said, if you can commit the basically a day a month, then by all means, please apply. Please get on our radar. Even if you don't get in this year, we want to stay in touch. We want being a leader and having a great community is all about making connections and things like that. And so at some point, our paths will cross, and we want to make it the best experience for both of us. So please.
But as you said, the timeliness is important. It's 3 weeks from yesterday, the 31st of this month, that Monday at 5. And every year I get contacted a day or two after the deadlines, and someone says, "When's the deadline?"
You just passed it.
Yeah, and I says, "Where do I submit it?" But to be fair to everyone who can manage their time better.
Well, that's just it. It's part of now being a leader is being responsible, and if you can't follow the instructions the way they are given, it's a red flag.
Yeah,
that's what we're. I'm not saying that your life happens, you get busy and you mess up. Yeah, but this is how we learn about you, and if you're one of those folks that if it's going to go wrong, you know what I mean? There's certain people that it's just, and a lot of it is just, if you just do this much modicum of organization or planning, you go from that person to always being the one with your hair on fire to the one that's like sitting there waiting. It's like, oh yeah, I've been calm, cool, and collected for 20 minutes now, and you know.
But you gave good advice earlier. I mean, now's the time to do it.
Do it now.
What happens a lot of times, people will wait till the 31st, and then they don't get it done. So
absolutely, I just saw the times like, oh dang, they're about to kick me off the radio.
Sometimes it's not enough to be on time. We should be before time.
That's right. If you're on time, you're late. That's what I always was told the military. Matter of fact, there's a great time management segment that's part of Leadership Roswell. Maybe we should move that to early too. Like maybe that day you're learning everybody. All right, let's go right to time management. But anyway, again, go to the Chamber's website. Come by the Roswell Chamber. Again, July 31st, 5 p.m. when the chamber closes that Friday for the day. That's the Monday. That Monday.
Yeah.
It's a drop dead deadline. No. Can I do it tomorrow? No. It's it. That's cut off, and then whatever applications we have will be presented to the selection committee, and they go about the process of selecting the next group here.
Yeah.
So, but please consider, and another good piece of advice. Get recommendations.
Yeah.
You go and people you know, coaches, bosses. If you happen, I kind of looked out. I was a radio guy, so I knew the mayor and a couple other people like that. So it kind of helps when you can throw those letters in. But yeah, any character witnesses, good character representations, obviously. Please, by all means, include that with your application. It definitely adds to your case there. So
yeah. It's not required, but as you said, it's good. It's a good idea.
Sure, if you know,
it shows the applicant's real serious.
If you got the card, play it. That's all I'm saying. This application is really to brag about you. Don't hesitate. I know some of us feel a little, and I'm one of them. I don't want to, show my light or whatever the sayings are. But this one, be a little braggadocious on yourself. It's okay. That's what we want to know about you. So.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to mention before anything that we just spaced out on?
No, I think your level of knowledge is so high. I'm so impressed.
Well, you go through the class. You did pick up a thing.
I'm not sure I need to be here, but I think we've covered it real well. But I just want to tell you, Mike, on behalf of the community, thank you so much for all you do. I enjoy listening to you each morning, and
thank you.
You do a good job of bringing people through here, and you've got to have the highest level of knowledge of what's going on in the city.
or I know just enough to be dangerous, and that could be a problem.
But keep up the good job.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm a product of what I learned from, and Leadership Roswell was part of that. So you're to blame. Thank you, guys.
It's a very special mission. So
It is. It's a great thing, and trust me, folks, you're going to be very happy. Sign up, get your applications in. And July 31 is the absolute deadline here. So thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Off to your busy days. I know you got 20 things going on. Leadership Roswell people, I'm going to go back to bed now. That's not Leadership Roswell.
Nearly reached Los Alamos, New Mexico. The agency published findings of its investigation into causes of the Cerro Pelado fire that burned across more than 60 square miles and crept within a few miles of the city of Los Alamos. Investigations trace the April 2022 outbreak of the wildfire under dry conditions to smoldering remains of a prescribed burn of forest debris commissioned by the Forest Service earlier in the winter. John Scott reports.
It's not only the air temperature, the water temperature off the tip of Florida at Manatee Bay is unusually hot, exceeding 100 degrees for 2 days in a row. It may be the hottest seawater ever recorded, according to NOAA. The initial reading on a buoy, 101.1 degrees as of last evening. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres Inviernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy middle of the week, everybody. Happy Wednesday. What? The dramatic pause bugged you, doesn't it?
I'm also very sleepy, and it's the middle of the week, so it's just...
Yeah, the pause gets it. He's like, what? I'm wrong? No, I'm just pausing. It's a pause.
Oh, no, because, like, what day is it? Like,
no, it's still Wednesday. You know, it's kind of... it's like the rock stars that go from town to town. Yeah, there's always that running joke. Hey, Detroit, you're in Cleveland.
If you're a town nerd.
Yeah, there's a bit of that. Some days you're like, oh, what day is it? It's kind of Groundhog Day. It's kind of the same. Happy Wednesday. It is officially Wednesday, middle of the week. Hope you're having a great day, especially during summer when routines are not quite in place. You know, kids are out, so everyone's routine's off just a bit. Even if you don't have kids, it's still off a bit because it's just everyone else's. You know, there's a normal ebb and flow of the day, and during the summer it's a little different, you know, than it is during the school year. So I think that'll change. You know, like once you get this part of the summer, it is kind of like, all right, it's that in between time. We're in the middle of the fair, but a lot of people's brains are thinking of back to school. Some are still in vacation mode, so it's kind of all over the place right now. So it feels very like, well, all right, what's going on today? I don't know. It just feels. Get through today. See what tomorrow brings. So, if you are going out to the fair today, right at this moment, they're about an hour into the sheep show. That started at 8 o'clock this morning. The poultry show will take place at 2 o'clock this afternoon out at the Chaves County Fair. And then tonight at 5:30 will be the dairy heifer show. And that's all taking place out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. And you get out there and be live and sit there and enjoy the shows with all the kids. But if you got out-of-town friends and family that want to see your relatives and friends in action at the fair, you can always log on to ksvptv.com, click on the Chaves County Fair channel, and stream away. It's all on demand and live, too. So say you're like, man, I missed the swine show yesterday, or I missed the rabbit show on Monday. It's there. You can go back and watch it and see all the rabbits and kids and all that fun stuff. Don't forget the highlight of the week will take place Friday night. The Junior Livestock Sale will be at 7 p.m., and it'll be there at the Junior Livestock Ring. And if you've never been a part of that, it's pretty cool to watch because things can get a little crazy. During the auction, the kids, some of the kids will auction off their animals, usually the prize winners, if they so choose. Some will show them again, some will. But if they're seniors or older kids, they're actually the money from the auction that goes to their college fund. They start raising that money and it goes towards college. Generally, the younger kids that is seed money for their next 4-H or FFA project. And whether it's, so if they're doing heifers and maybe for next year's heifer, or if they're like, I'm going to show pigs next year, or they go get pigs. But so that's what that money's used for. And so especially the people like to get in there and bid generously. You can combine bids. So if you're like, well, I ain't got thousands of dollars to buy a pig or nothing. A lot of them partner up and they'll be like, everyone contributes. Oh, I'll give you 50, you give you 100. Next thing you know, combined people spent good amount of money for this tour, and it's really for the charity for the kids to help them. That's what it's about. It's not, buying meat per se. It's rewarding these kids for their hard work. That's what it's really about. So if you do only go out one day, go out to the Junior Livestock Auction on Friday. That's a fun one to go to. So
yeah.
Eddy County Fair also going on this week. I think it got underway really yesterday.
And we also are livestock, all the livestock shows and things that are going on there. We are video streaming those as well, live and on demand. Same place, ksvptv.com. But instead of clicking on the Chaves County Fair page, there's one right next to it called the Eddy County Fair page. Click on that one, and that'll take you to all the Eddy County Fair videos and what have you.
It's easy to get the two mixed up.
Well, if you're not paying attention, and you just because the pictures are kind of similar, and you know, one says Eddy, one says Chaves, so got to kind of pay attention. But if you're not, and no big deal, you're going to watch the other fair, I guess. You do you. But that'll be going on all the rest of this week here, and then right after that, we'll start talking about football and all that stuff here. And once again, we'll be your home for Goddard Rocket, Roswell Coyote football, ksvptv.com. You'll be able to watch the games again this year. We'll carry Roswell Coyote football on the radio here Friday nights on 106.5, Roswell's Talk FM, Goddard Rocket football on our sister station 106.1 FM Fiero, and Artesia Bulldog football on our we got a lot of sister station, KSVP in Artesia. So we got them all there covered for you. Assuming that's our guest? No guest?
No, it was a scam call.
Oh. We get those from time to time. They ask how our internet service is. It's like, you tell me. Turn on the radio.
Yeah, we get scam calls. It happens.
We want to help your business. We get quite a cornucopia of calls. Like, because we're a conservative talk station. Mm-hmm. So that automatically puts us on a lightning rod of calls that come from other parts of the country.
Well, some of these are saying like you have like tax issues and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if they're like
they're just hitting. They're just fishing basically is what they're doing. Trying to hopefully get my wife got one the other day. The scam.
That one was the first kind of scam that I've had.
And she kept playing it out. I'm like, hang up, but she kept playing it out.
Sometimes I like to see how far they go.
And it was literally one of those ones where she answers the phone and there's this woman crying, like, hello, and then all of a sudden this official sounding voice.
In, distress.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, hello? What's going on here?
And then some official sounding voice came on, like, ma'am, this is the police department. Doesn't say what police department, doesn't say any of that kind of stuff, just says we're the police department. And do you have any, would they ask if you had any sisters in New Mexico or something?
Any relatives? Or certain.
Yeah, they're basically near, and Kim's like, no, you sure? And you hear this woman crying in the background, and then they just hang up. And so you know exactly what that was.
If I had any relatives here in town, I'm like, no, we don't.
Yeah, but the whole time I'm yelling at Kim, just hang up. Why are you even tempting fate here? Just
I like
hang
to
up.
write it out sometimes. And this was a new kind of scam that I haven't been part of.
I just don't know what technology they have, and I'm like, I don't want to even mess around with that stuff. Just hang up. But she chose not to, and so we heard all that. But yeah, it's and I'm smart enough to know it. But I know if there's somebody that if you hit them in the right moment in time, that they're going to fall prey to that. And just be careful if somebody calls you claiming that they have your relatives and all that.
Well, yeah.
Don't fall prey. Don't.
I hate the ones where it's actually your area code and then you answer it and then someone picks up and it's an actual human being.
Yeah.
But it's still a scam.
So well, and this one was human beings.
So it's like,
people.
How do you? Yeah.
These were live people.
It's like, well, I don't want to be rude, but
now the call came from Mexico, right? When you looked at the caller ID,
I don't remember.
I think if I remember correctly, when you looked at the caller ID, it said it was coming from Mexico.
Just a woman when I answered was crying and couldn't talk. She was so upset. Didn't hear, bam, hand me the phone.
Yeah, it was like a deal, and literally the guy kept saying.
Caring.
Yeah. Well, the guy just was like, he's like, ma'am, and then he started to say something. Then he stopped and said, "Do you have a relative in New Mexico?" And Kim says, "No."
And they couldn't figure out what her name was. We don't know her name.
Yeah. And you sure?
She's had a wreck and she can't talk.
Yeah. Yeah. They were just trying to play this thing. It's like, you sure? It's like, no. And then it wasn't just like, okay, thank you. It was click. So clearly, if that was actual law enforcement.
Yeah.
then they would have identified, and they wouldn't have just put her on the phone talking. There would have been an actual, plus, not to mention the call ID would have said police department, or it would have been your sister's cell phone, of which they actually call from, if in a situation like that. You know what I mean? Like if she's in that situation and there's a phone there and they're able to unlock it or whatever, especially if she's talking or whatever, I mean, I could at least get the phone unlocked, and then you just call someone in her contacts. You know what I mean? That's kind of...
Yeah, I used to write it out, but now I just hang up. I just stopped caring.
Yeah, well, I don't mess with it. I don't even answer them most times.
Sometimes I like to mess with those people.
Yeah, see, if it's
I try to give it an opportunity where I can mess with them back.
Yeah, that's why the Lord invented voicemail. Because with voicemail, I can screen and like I get, like, I don't know, like I get more. Most of the ones I get is Comcast trying to sell me Comcast. I'm like, I don't even think Comcast is available in our area. I think in Albuquerque it is, but I don't think you could get Comcast down south, even if I wanted it. But I mean, it's like, why are you selling me something I can't even get here? But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they sell some weird online thing or something. I don't know. But that's the one I get all the time. But
well, no, just knowing our boss, sometimes the tax thing seems kind of plausible.
Yeah,
so it's like your tax service is like, oh no, maybe he really does have this tax thing going on.
Just, and that we're fine. Don't worry. Nothing like that. I bet that's our guest. Based on those days, like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? But anyway,
He said he was tired.
I guess so.
Must be.
All right, that is, I bet that's our guest. This hour, we're going to get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes. Then at around, in about 5-10 minutes here, we're going to have the folks from American Legion Post 61 join us, give us an update on what's going on with them. Of course, farmers markets gearing up. We also have their Sons of the American Legion, their monthly pancake breakfasts each month now. So we'll get you updates on all of that. And I believe also while they're doing out at the farmers market, they've got a raffle for a firearm that's going on right now. So you can get involved in that. They'll tell us all about it here in just a bit. But we'll get that update from them here in a few. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. The heat continues. We have another heat advisory in effect for today. The wind will be a little bit gusty. Lots of sunshine with dry air in place. 102 to 105 on our afternoon highs. It'll be clear for the overnight hours and a little bit windy, low 70s, and then 100 to 104 for the highs on Thursday with sunshine, low 100s, and sunny again Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Currently 85 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 35%. Winds currently out of the south at 18 miles per hour. We are in the official heat advisory. Well, we will be at noon today, and that will remain effective till 8 p.m. this evening. That's because it's like it's been every day for the last month or so. Sunny and hot, 106 for a high today with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight with an overnight low of 73 degrees. South winds 15 to 20, dropping down 5 to 10 after midnight tonight. Thursday, mostly sunny. Highs near 103 tomorrow. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For tomorrow night, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 72. South winds 15 to 20. They'll drop down 5 to 10 after midnight. Friday, mostly sunny. 103 for a high. South winds 5 to 10 early. 15 to 20 Friday afternoon. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 72 for Friday night. And then looking at the weekend, mostly sunny with highs near 100 on Saturday. Sunday, more of the same, sunny and hot with highs near 100. 102 when you get back to work on Monday. Now they're saying a 30% chance of rain Tuesday with highs right around 100. All right, it is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and take a commercial break. And then on the other side of the break, we'll have the folks from American Legion Post 61 join us. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
The Chaves County 4-H and FFA Fair is on, celebrating the hard-working young men and women of southeastern New Mexico's agricultural industries. From the farms to the fields, the ranches to the dairies, these leaders of tomorrow show their skills. The Chaves County Fair is our time to applaud the ones that keep the state going and growing. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply salutes the achievements of our young farmers and ranchers. Keep up with the fair this year and watch the events for yourself at ksbptv.com. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, proud supporters of the Chaves County Fair, July 23rd through the 29th.
So you think drinking alcohol can't hurt you? It'll mess you up big time. Say adios to large chunks of your brain. Major damage is already being done. Other parts of your body are getting wrecked too. Forget about sports, forget about school, forget about doing much of anything. Underage drinking freaks out your body, messes up your life.
Sponsored by the NMDOT.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Hey, Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Trustmark is one of the only roofing companies that's also a licensed commercial and residential general contractor.
Wow.
I know, who cares, right? Well, you should care. You see, a licensed roofer can install a new roof on your home, but really can't handle structural problems underneath. So if your roof needs reframing or your chimney needs a water diverting cricket, you may need to call a licensed general contractor. And coordinating two companies for your roofing job can get costly and messy fast. As a licensed roofer and general contractor, Trustmark can install a stunning new roof on your home and handle structural issues. This saves you time, money, hassle, and even makes it easier to file an insurance claim. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring roof and gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit us at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber to home technology 100 times faster than average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans and options to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second download and upload speed. With Faster, get true 500 megs of download and upload speeds. And with Fastest, you get 1 gig. Learn more at plateautel.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true. Trusted. Join us at the Chaves County Fair, where we gather to honor the diligent young individuals driving southeastern New Mexico's agricultural industry forward. Let us come together at the Chaves County Fair to applaud and recognize the outstanding individuals who contribute to the growth and prosperity of our state. Pecos Valley Production takes pride in the accomplishments of our young farmers and ranchers and proudly supports the 4-H and FFA events and county fairs committed to the agricultural community. PecosValleyProduction.com. Support your local farmer. Fresh from our farm to you.
More than 50 million Americans live with chronic pain. If you're experiencing pain that interferes with your daily life, Artesia General Hospital can help. Dr. Casey Della Barca and our compassionate team of providers treat a variety of conditions, including arthritis, back and neck pain, migraines, neuropathy, and more. We offer advanced procedures and comprehensive therapy, and we personalize treatment plans to help you get back to living a quality life. Request an appointment at artesiageneral.com/pain.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, "No, I'm growing like a bamboo." Here's Mike Winters.
Ask away. I'm growing like a bamboo. Good morning. It is 25 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from American Legion Post 61, Commander Lee and Auxiliary President Jen back with us. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing today? How's life treating you?
Not very well.
Yeah, they had a... I don't know how much of that you want to share on the radio.
We can share it all as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, unfortunately, they were up in Albuquerque over the weekend for American Legion business.
Yes.
And you know what happens in Albuquerque. And the trailer that was attached to his vehicle with all his stuff he needs got
jacked.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
And so
the VA gave him an electric wheelchair, but no way to transport it. So anytime we have to go anywhere,
right,
have to run it.
I rent a
5x8
yeah, load
trailer.
that thing up. So
and it was so cool. I was very excited. This particular trailer has one of those drop down ramps that I
so you could just kind of cruise it up and cruise it down. Yeah,
it was awesome, and it was there. And then about an hour later, it wasn't.
Yeah.
So.
Savages.
Yeah, it extended our stay a day, but it was really nice. The Southwestern Veterans Transport and one of our friends,
Southeastern.
Don, Southeastern. They came in.
They came to the rescue.
They came to the rescue.
Well, big shout out to our
big shout out to
veteran transport folks
for sure
for coming in a pinch on that one.
They got us out of a jam. Well, the worst thing was I lost my $500 wheelchair. What do you call that?
It's a wedge. It's like
a wedge. It's like a little 2-inch riser made of rubber.
Oh, okay.
It gets you over the threshold.
Right, right, and that was the biggest loss.
Yeah, it's like a $500 piece of rubber, and then a couple of tie-down straps to make sure that the chair doesn't go anywhere. I mean, I'd think if you're an idiot stealing a U-Haul and you pick up the tongue and there's no weight to it, it's like, hey,
what kind of value you got here? Yeah.
I guess they take the trailers for parts, though. So
yeah, I think they strip them.
If they get it full of stuff, kudos.
I'm
to
sure
them,
it's sitting in
a
chop, one of those chop shop deals.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, they found there was a whole like about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
There was it was about a month ago. There was a thing on the news where a guy who had a food truck. It was a trailer food truck.
Yeah.
And he parked it in front of his house there, and it was parked and they stole it.
Oh God.
And it was, and they put it all over the news. Hey, this you see this food? And some lady found it. It was sitting out in the desert at and they actually busted a major chop shop ring there. Obviously, the operation, it was one of their bigger ones because they said there was several vehicles and trailers and things out there, and I'm sure that one's broke up now, but you know how that element works.
Hopefully he had insurance.
You know, they closed it down there, but they popped up somewhere else out there.
Always.
So
it's a whack-a-mole for our police, I think.
And for me, the problem was when I lived in Colorado, I was told that my auto insurance covers, this sort of
rentals
thing.
And things.
So when I moved to New Mexico, I didn't think about it, and I didn't pay the extra $8 for the insurance, so I'm on the hook for the whole trailer.
That's the part that's a real bite in the
yeah.
So lesson learned: if you are in New Mexico and they offer the $5 insurance on that, $8, take it because your insurance will not cover in the state of New Mexico.
If you have a vehicle that's rented.
They'll
a lot
cover
of
that.
A lot of
but
insurance.
if it's a trailer or
an
accessory, so to speak, then it doesn't count.
No.
So okay.
Which makes sense, I suppose, because those trailers there's no way to attach it to your vehicle. There's no theft prevention. There's no way to lock it on there. So,
yeah, you have to buy a hitch lock for it to which people that haul regularly probably have one. But yeah, if you just rented one, you would think U-Haul would have some kind of locking mechanism on there available. It's not really hard to put on.
No.
I would think that they could do that, and then when they give you the thing, they give you the combo or the key or whatever it is to unlock it.
Yeah.
That would just make too much sense. I mean, I don't know why they don't. I would think that would be very
maybe
smart
the
in their
lawsuit
business.
prevention will propose this to them.
I don't know. I'm not part of their business model, but it would make sense to me.
Yes.
Well, I mean, kudos to U-Haul. When we called them up, the first thing they said was, just go get a police report and all that stuff, and then we'll get you another trailer. But it wouldn't have been, till the next day, so I had to spend the night again.
Yeah.
So that was $100. And then, of all people, the chaplain for the department sends me $200 last night just out of the kindness of
Well, that was
her heart.
nice.
So,
Well, this is, again, people looking out for people. That's
It's true.
Kind of a veteran thing.
Yeah.
kind of what happens.
And the gentleman that came and got us from the Veterans Transport was Don.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The guy we've had on this. Remember I told you he wears many hats? That's one of his 37 hats. He also drives veterans around on Veterans Transport.
Yes. Yes, he does.
When he's not out of Bitter Lake or with the American Legion or with Alzheimer's.
I got to give a shout out to Miguel Duran because apparently Don called him up and said, I need to go pick up a stranded veteran in Albuquerque because it wasn't his day to drive. And he's like, well, who is it? And he says, oh, it's Stephen Lee. Oh, go.
Yeah.
So, oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Thanks, Miguel.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sorry that happened, but I'm glad that
It just showed
people
us that-
rallied to help. To get
exactly.
it
It
done.
showed
Well,
us
the
that-
department has offered to buy the replacement ramp.
Right.
The little
okay.
the wedge.
The threshold
Okay.
wedge, yeah.
But, I'm still on the hook for $3,000. Maybe I'll talk to Ralph, see if I can do a GoFundMe page or something. But
That might work.
I'm a disabled veteran on a fixed income. It's kind of hard to come up with an extra $3,000,
Yeah, if you had, you just buy your own trailer.
Exactly.
true.
If I had that, I would have bought my own trailer.
Right, exactly.
And I would have had a trailer hitch lock on it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that being said, we do want to. We got some things we want to put on radar and keep on the lookout for you with American
Well, this
Legion.
Friday, the Legacy Run's coming through.
Okay. Are they coming through this part, or are they going to be up north?
No, they're coming through Roswell between 4:30 and 6:30.
Okay.
This Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
They'll be at Post 28, and then they're probably fueling up at Champion, and then heading down to Carlsbad.
Okay. So they here a couple hours.
Yeah, at most.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you would like to make a donation to the Legacy Scholarship, it goes to children of veterans who have passed.
Yes, helping for college, things like that.
Right.
Yes.
So you can do that. Either you can stop by and look at all the pretty bikes and hand them a check. They'd really appreciate that.
Sure. And they like looking at the bikes too. They like both.
Yes. Well, most motorcyclists like to, show off their
Car
pretty bikes.
people and bike people
Right.
love to talk about cars and bikes.
Yes.
So if you want to call and talk cars and bikes to them, odds are they're really receptive to do that.
Exactly, for sure. Or if you're busy that evening, which, is entirely possible, you can always make a donation at roswelllegion.org and just earmark it for the Legacy Scholarship.
Yeah, and we will make sure it gets in their hands, and it'll be on the journey when they head on down to Carlsbad after they're done here. So,
Yeah,
but they do
their
this
goal is
every
like
year.
$20,000, and they're close to it now.
Good.
So,
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, I think they're like $2,000 short or something like that. So
And this-
anything helps.
And this is probably the biggest thing that the riders portion of the Legion does
sure.
is
Yeah,
this
this
legacy
is-
run. That's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
their
This is their
Every
baby,
year, yeah.
as you said.
this is kind of their tent pole event that they like to do each year. So and they choose to support helping victim or veterans families for deceased veterans that pay the
And I
price
think
for us. So.
you qualify for these things if you're 50% disabled or above too. So
Okay.
It's there's
So wounded in action or wounded
Yeah.
due to service is also
or mortally, yeah, yeah.
if you left a piece of you somewhere, then that counts.
Yeah.
Basically.
Right.
Yes.
All we've ever asked for when we fought overseas is a little place to bury our dead.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. And you got to get it to get it. I guess that's pretty much all I can say about it. You got to get it to get it. So.
Yeah.
But
of
so
course-
that's coming through this Friday, and then the next day, of course, every Saturday is the farmers market on the
yeah.
Chavez County Courthouse lawn.
Right.
Gets underway at 7 a.m. every morning, goes to about 11. Be there at 7 if you're trying to get produce and what have you.
Yeah,
But
it goes pretty quick.
yeah, but our Legion Post 61 families out there every Saturday, and right now, like they have baked goods,
Oh, yeah.
and those go quick, and those are
Yeah,
our draw.
If you're
Usually
not there
by 9 a.m. they're gone.
Yeah, if you're not there before about 9,
they're a
9:30.
draw.
Sorry.
So if you're there for them, 0700.
Yeah.
But
That's the best selection.
we got a special little givens that we got going on. We do have a raffle going on.
Well, it's not a raffle.
Or
It's
it's
a drawing.
a drawing. Sorry, I'm not allowed to say raffle, but it's a raffle. Whatever you want to call it. It's tomato. It's to help American Legion Post 61.
Yes, it
And basically we have a firearm that...
No, it's two.
Two, not one,
Yeah,
but two
it's a-
firearms. It's
Glock 43.
It's a 9mm and a 380.
Yeah, I'll let you guys do the specifics on it, but we've got a drawing for a pair of firearms.
It's like a his and hers thing, and then you got an extra mag for each one.
Okay.
It's a very nice set. It's very popular.
Okay.
Yes.
And we are
$20 per ticket or
Okay.
$6 for 100.
And when's the drawing scheduled to take place?
October 7th.
Okay, that's
Whatever-
right around the fair time. isn't
Yeah,
it?
It's at the end of the fair.
Gotcha. Yeah.
We're going to do it the last evening
But
of the
we're
fair.
only selling 250 tickets total.
Okay.
That's it.
We might
So
not
your
make it
odds
to
are
the
good.
fair. I gotta be honest.
No.
I don't know. I think we're gonna sell all those out before we get to the fair.
Quite
Well,
possibly.
I sold a bunch of them at Farmers Market
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
You figure we got at least
And I know Sean
six
sold,
more farmers markets before we start wrapping up. So
and then Sean sold 8 last weekend. I sold 3 over the weekend.
Yeah. So in other words, if you want to get in on it, make it quick.
Right. So get there early. Get your tickets. $20. You can get one every Saturday while we're at the market while we still have them to sell.
Right.
If you know any of our Legionnaires, they'll be happy to get one in your hands too. If you just reach out to your Legionnaire, you're on call, and we'll in post 61 here, we'll be happy to help you out. So.
Yep.
We got one on call. They keep handy.
Yeah.
Everyone has one veteran friend. Who do they talk to?
Yeah, it's a fundraiser to help with our programs, but you could also consider it an early Christmas present if you want to.
Absolutely. Yeah, this all goes back into the programs that the Post 61 family embraces and supports.
For sure.
Our scouting program, also our just we support and give to other charities and things. Come Thanksgiving and Christmas time, we'll be dropping off turkeys and things like that to various nonprofit organizations during that time. Obviously, we support like Alzheimer's with their walks. We do various others. So this money goes back into that. It also goes into scholarship money, some of that, some helping with veterans in need. Like when we have an instance where a vet's in town and kind of has a lease situation where something happens,
they're stranded,
and some people need some help.
Right.
Then we have us.
Of course, we take care of Memory Lawn, and then
Memory Lawn. Yeah, that's another one.
We're going to be supporting Dragonfly Festival this year too.
Great.
So that'll be double duty that day
So
for us.
that's kind of what we do with the money. So pony up $20, and who knows, you might win 2 nice firearms here.
Right.
So,
or if you want, buy a calendar. Those are $50.
Oh yes, our Sons
of the American Legion. We're sending one of our sons from New Mexico to be the national commander next year for
First
2024.
one ever.
Is he from Albuquerque? I don't know for sure. I knew he was from New Mexico. I just didn't know which part.
Yeah, he's part of the Navarrete
clan.
Oh, okay.
Dynasty.
I suppose you could say.
Anyway, his mother was national president for the auxiliary.
Oh, okay. So kind of following in the footsteps of
father is the longest running department adjutant, and
so they got some time spent.
In
the Legion.
They're very dedicated
they grew up
to
in the
veterans.
Legion. I mean,
I think anybody at the National
Joe's
kind of has
been
to.
a member of the Legion, I think, since he popped out of the womb.
Well, you can sign him up that young, so maybe.
Yeah. Did he ever serve himself? Or?
No.
Interesting. They say that's surprising to me. But when you have both parents serving, and the auxiliary and all that, and so at some point one of his parents served, and
his dad.
I'm just surprised with that much involvement in Legion and all that wasn't a goal of his to serve at some point. But
anyway,
I know how life
the
happens.
calendar, it may sound expensive, but they only sell a very limited number of these things. And every day in 2024, they draw, and you could win as little as, I think, $15 per draw. And then even if you win, you get thrown back into the bucket. You could win again. Some of these people have won 3-4 times in a calendar year. And one of the prizes, I think, is $2,500.
Nice.
So, I mean,
Yeah, they have some special days where it's over $1,000, but most days are about $25.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can pick up a calendar Saturday when you come out to the farmers market.
I think
here.
I got 7 or 8 left.
Okay.
Yeah, or you can call us and let us know that you want one too.
We can get you one.
We can bring one to you.
Yeah,
no
so
problem. If you're like
575-268-0220.
Yeah. Or shoot a message online or whatever.
Yeah,
We'll
that
get
works
it.
too.
We'll get it out to you here.
But Joseph has to raise close to $100,000 in order
He's
to.
at about $25,000, but he's got a year to go.
Okay. So he's about a quarter of the way there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Speaking of sons, another thing we want to put on people's calendars and stuff is our sons.
Pancake breakfast.
Yeah, our sons. Branch of the 61 family here.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're doing their monthly pancakes breakfast at First United Methodist Church. And it's usually the first Saturday? First Saturday of the month, about
8 to 11.
About 8 o'clock. Get the Sandman at your eyes and waddle on over to
$5.
Yeah,
it's a hell of a deal.
It's $5 breakfast, and I dare you to find a $5 breakfast to get that much food for $5.
Well, the thing is, the $5 is more than enough to cover just the pancakes.
Yeah,
and then
they're generous.
They're generous pancakes, and then you got
sausages
with it, and
coffee and juice and what have you.
Yeah.
So And it's for $5. I guarantee you go anywhere else and you pay $15 for that right now.
Easily.
You see the cost of doing business nowadays. But and this is again goes to the Sons of American Legion for our projects and things. And that money's kind of earmarked specifically for the Sons, but it does all go to the same kind of things we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Our American Legion Post 61, yes, we're autonomous. We have an auxiliary post, we have a Legionnaire post, we have a Sons post, but we operate as one big family. We have separate meetings, but we have a joint meeting quarterly. But as far as our events and things, we do it as one unit. Everything's together.
It's a team effort for sure.
So when you see us at veterans parades or farmers markets, it's the Post 61 family. It's our Sons, it's our auxiliary, and our Legionnaires.
And we're coming up on Veterans Day. I've already got the paperwork into the Department of Transportation. So as soon as that comes back, then I'll have to get okay from the city. But this year's Veterans Day parade will actually be on Veterans Day.
It's nice when it's all lines up like that.
Yeah.
It is. It's nice when it lines up. The planets align that way, and you have it because not that it's not important and fun when we celebrate on a Saturday, even though it was Thursday or Friday, but when it's the actual day, it's a
little more special. It
makes it more special.
It's like when you have 7 Christmases. I mean, it's awesome, but but it doesn't feel really Christmassy until it's the Christmas. You know what I mean? I mean, you might go to grandma for a Christmas and then your other grandma for a Christmas or whatever. But if it's not on Christmas, it doesn't feel like, and that's kind of the same way.
And for many veterans, that's what Veterans Day is for them.
Sure.
So
and I would imagine, especially for our PTSD folks and things like that, anytime an event like this comes, for us, we look at it as a good and thing, but in their eyes, and some of these folks, it may not be the joyous occasion. It's a reminder of things they don't like.
That could be too.
And so to deal with it, not one day, but now 2 days, that could be a little much for some people. So I could see how some veterans are like, no, I'm willing to do this because I feel like it's the right thing to do, but my brain is not ready to make a month out of this. You know what I mean?
So I want to put out that it's a group effort. I mean, we've
very
got
much so.
The auxiliaries and the posts are coming together for all of this. I'd hope that the VFW would participate this year, but I haven't heard from them.
Okay.
But we split, and any money that you donate gets split evenly between all of these entities.
Yes.
So even though you're donating directly to Post 61,
you're helping Post 28.
You're helping 28. You're helping the auxiliaries. You're helping everybody. Because we're just using it as a focal point for the 501.
And that's the thing, too. We were blessed to have 2 Legion posts in town. We're just, some aren't lucky enough to even have 1. We are blessed to have 2. And so, yes, Post 28 does their thing. Post 61, we do our thing. But when it comes to veteran or community-based events, we're all on the same page.
Cart.
We're all on the same page. We work hand in hand with the guys at 28. They work hand in hand with us. It's all sunshines and rainbows. Everything works well together. So when you support Legion, whether maybe you got family and friends over at 28, great. Either way, you're supporting Legion in Roswell.
Yeah. It's not a competition.
Yeah, it's really
it's a joint effort, and we're all pulling in the same direction.
Yeah.
And it's going to help as many people as we can. So
yeah, absolutely. So you want to get involved and the Veterans Parade. That's all on the table. If you're just interested in being a part of the Veterans Parade, you're more than welcome to help with the planning and involvement logistics of the event. By all means, you do not have to be a member of the VFW or American Legion or even a veteran for that matter. If you have this is important to you and it's something you want to get involved in, then come on down. We'd love to have you because sometimes that's a good thing because especially if it's a bunch of grizzled veterans doing it, we all tend to see things a certain way or the same way, and sometimes a different pair of eyeballs coming in saying, well, what about this? And I was like, oh, dang, that didn't even come into our brain, or just because that's not how we see things. So it's not always a bad thing. So come with your ideas, come with your stuff. And now, of course, if it is and there's a reason, we might tell you, well, I get what you're saying, but we don't do it because of this.
Right.
And that's, because there is, military is full of tradition and things like that, which is awesome. Some of it doesn't make sense if you're not privy to it.
Yeah, I've learned a lot over the last 10 years or so.
If you're not privy or not in on the pageantry, then it doesn't make sense.
Right.
But the plan is we're going to have the traditional ceremony on the front lawn, and yours truly, Mike, Winters will be the MC.
Uh-oh.
And you were voluntold by your wife a long time ago.
I know. I kind of figured.
And we're going to run up to the Wool Bowl, and we're going to have car shows, bike shows.
Well, I don't know that I'm going to run up
vendors.
there. That's quite a
food
hill.
vendors.
In a vehicle.
Well, I usually drive my chair up there.
There you go. I'm telling you, you should soup that bad boy up. You won't even have to park it in Albuquerque. You just scoot around. You get that thing up to 60, you'll be all right.
4.6.
We need some like flames on the side with one of them little flags.
Yeah,
Tell you,
get
man.
a little nitro on it.
There you go. Turbo boost.
Of course, we'll need to get some shocks and suspension. You know, when you go 60, that's going to get a little bouncy.
Shocks and suspension on. If I didn't have shocks and suspension in this town, I'd be in real trouble.
I don't think they're built for that thing to go 60. You might have to beef them up a bit.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Well, I probably hit a fast-moving Chevy, make a mess of me.
Yep.
But with get involved. We love this kind of, this is the community stuff. And of course, we're always looking for new members to be a part of our Sons, Auxiliary, and Legionnaires.
With as many things as we do, we could really use another set of hands to help out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The more the merrier. And that's the thing, the more, because let's face it, like I'm involved, but I can't be involved like others. I can't be to everything in every meeting. I'm
right.
Well, that's because you're so spread thin.
I am. And it's my own fault.
President of the chamber.
and I spread myself too
thin.
thin. That's kind of, I have a problem saying no sometimes. But that's the beauty of it. I think you don't have to
say it with me. No.
You realize my wife's right there. As soon as whatever we're doing now is going to be undone right when I get
say no.
Hey Kim, no.
There
you go.
And that's when the fight started. But
that's when the fight started.
But come in, get involved, and even if it's just socially, if you're looking for social circles, that's the Legion.
Right.
If you're a veteran and you're like, I want to talk to people and I want to have a social thing, and yes, we're a service organization, we're a group of veterans or veteran adjacent that want to just serve the community and just make sure that we live in a great place.
Bear in mind, ending next month, we'll be gearing up to give away 2 more scholarships. So I got
start getting your apps in.
I got 2 scholarships at $2,500 on the line. Anybody needs it.
If you go to
let me know.
If you go to roswelllegion.org,
download the packet.
And that's our Post 61. So if you want to learn all about American Legion Post 61 and some of our tent pole things that we get behind, or some of the events and things we do, or learn about what we are, or any of that stuff, roswelllegion.org will take you right there. But one of those tabs is for the scholarship packet. You can download the application, tells you all the requirements, what you need, and then, of course, the application there and the deadlines and all the information you need for that.
Well, there's no real deadlines anymore. We kind of eliminated that, but we'll pick it, and, if you're selected, we send a check to your financial institution, and you got credit.
But basically, if you are a veteran, as a family member of a veteran, immediate family member,
or a veteran yourself.
Yep, we've had a few of those.
You're pursuing something in the STEM field, or
first responder.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty broad.
Yeah. Most of the applicants that we've had have been trade schools, but we're open to.
Well, let's think about it. Heating, air conditioning. You're dealing with electronics,
there's a lot of science
engineering, math, and science. That's all that is. So it's a broad thing. So if you're thinking, well, I don't know if mine qualifies. Well, nursing, first responder, healthcare, that's all part of that. Paramedics, all of that.
Police officer.
Of course, if you're pursuing the engineering degrees, you want to go be an engineer in the oil field, all that's STEM, obviously.
Yep.
Go in there. If you want to be the next physicist or mathematician out there, that's all part of it.
Science, technology, education.
And math,
Yeah, and be sure to apply, because there aren't many applicants, so your chances are pretty good if you apply.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I actually had one lady turn it down because she wanted to use her GI Bill.
Yeah, she didn't think she could get it.
But she's already got it, so when she's ready, she'll get it.
And I don't know how the GI Bill, if they've changed it up a little bit since in more modern times, but like when I was in, they would tell you, don't even mess with the GI Bill while you're in. Because while you're in, at least the Air Force, they would pretty much pay for most of your school while you're active duty.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
And
CCAF. Yeah.
So, yeah, through the Community College of the Air Force, exactly. And so you can, in essence, get a degree and not spend one dime of your GI Bill. And then if you get out of the military and want to pursue a bachelor's, doctorate, whatever your levels are, then you can tap into GI Bill. But
nice.
I remember
the
back then,
post 9/11 GI Bill is a little bit more flexible than the one that was available when we were in.
Do you still pay the $1,200 or $1,300 into it? But and this is a tip: if you've got any young men or women that are about to go ship off to basic training in any of the military services, around day 1 or day 2 of basic training, they're going to have a session where they're going to sign whether they want the GI Bill or not.
Say yes.
Say yes.
Always say yes.
There is the obligation on your.
I said no.
The obligation on your part is $100 a month out of your paycheck for the first year. They'll take $100 out of your paycheck a month for the first year. After that, you're in the GI Bill.
Yeah.
Trust me. I know that sounds like a lot, especially, I don't know what they're paying now. They didn't pay bupkis when I was in the.
It's higher than it used to be.
Put it this way, as a A1C, 2-stripe airman, I think I was making like $1,000 a month, maybe.
Yeah, but that $1,200 investment will get you way more in education funding than you can possibly imagine.
And here's the other thing: I was making like $1,000 a month, but I had nothing to buy. Like I lived in the barracks. I had my own little barracks there.
You go to the chow hall.
I had a car that was already paid for because it was my car before, so I had it. Yes, I eat every day at the chow hall, so I spend no money on food unless I want food that's not chow hall food.
Right.
I don't need a place to live. I don't need to buy clothes other than, civvy stuff, because my uniform stuff they gave to me, and then they give you an allotment every year for uniforms, and it goes up as you get in rank and all that. Most of the soldiers and airmen do not use it for their uniforms, but they get a money for it every year. But that's what happens when your uniform's all screwed up, and then you tell them what'd you do with your uniform allowance, you tell them you spent it on beer and motorcycles, then they get a little salty with you. But
I would imagine, yes.
But they do give it to you. So yes, but my most advice is I don't care what you. No, put it on there. That way, because you have options. Yes. If you don't. And
I don't think you have to use it to get a bachelor's. Can you use it for tech school as well?
You can use it. I think any
accredited college type thing.
It's just like any other.
I think so.
Scholarship or whatever. If it's for higher education, trade school or college or bachelor's, doctors, whatever. It's. And to be honest, I think a lot of military probably use it for trade school and things.
Could be.
Because, if you have a flight line job. A lot of that translates in the civilian world to other career fields with a little.
You just got to get the certification.
Yeah,
the civilian world recognizes.
I'm telling you, if there's folks that want to be mechanics and aircraft mechanics, and you're thinking, "Wow, I have all the money to pay for schools for that," military will train you on all that, and you'll get an A&P license when you're done, or you have everything you need to take the test when you're done. And once you have that license, you write your own ticket, man. They'll hire you anywhere because they're so in demand and.
Yeah,
you make pretty good money, working on airplanes. So, but that's just one facet there.
Yeah.
But don't say no on the GI Bill. That was the point I was trying to make.
And speaking of the GI Bill, there is legislation that the American Legion is trying to promote. I think it's going through Congress, or at least in this session right now.
Mm-hmm.
So get a hold of your Congress critters and let them know that this is something that you want done.
Okay.
Because the National Guard and the reservists. They do fairly similar jobs to active duty, but they're not eligible for the GI Bill.
And to be honest, they get the short end of the straw if stuff hits the fan. Because a lot of times, active duty's already in roles doing things. So when they do deploy for a action thing, guess who they're sending?
Right.
Guard and reservist.
Yes, exactly. So contact your Congress people and let them know that this is important, and then you would like the National Guard and reservists to have access to the GI Bill.
Absolutely. Yeah, they sign on the dotted line, willing to do the exact same thing that active duty do, just on part-time basis.
Right. Until they're called to active duty and it's not so part-time.
And let's face it, the bullet doesn't care if you're a weekend warrior or a full-time person.
Nope, it
travels
doesn't.
the same. And so that's the point we're making here is they're sacrificing the exact same things that the active duty are. They should deserve the exact same benefits that they get.
Right.
And that's an absolute, a true statement.
And
I support.
I realize we're getting low on time, but I wanted to make a quick shout out to Healing America's Heroes. They're located in Capitan, which is not far from here at all. And they work with veterans and first responders who have gone through and seen things that no one should.
Yeah.
And they work with them with equine therapy, so horses, and they also do like fly fishing and that kind of thing. But they teach them, let's see, I got a flyer here. Recreational equine therapy. They do the fly fishing and that kind of thing. They also have youth program opportunities, couples retreats. So if you're finding that the PTSD and other issues are coming up.
I got a chance to talk with them. Matter of fact, the VFW had their golf tournament back around May.
Right.
And they were partnering with those, because they're it's real grassroots.
Very much so.
It's not like a big organization. It's really just started by, I think, some veterans that basically saw a need.
Eddie
and
Crane.
Yeah, and it's a great thing that they're doing up there in the Alto Capitan area.
For sure.
Basically through horseback riding and fly fish, and they're kind of making headway with veterans and first responders and PTSD
And
types.
they teach them life skills and how to cope with what's going on in their world.
Yeah.
So I know that Be the One, which is a veterans suicide awareness program that the American Legion is very passionate about.
Fostering and adopting.
And I know
supporting,
that our department level president, she has made this Healing America's Heroes program her project for the year. So if you would be willing to make a donation through the American Legion Auxiliary, we'll make sure that they get it, and we would very much appreciate your support.
Yeah, it is a great organization. Reach out to them, and if you want to get involved, please do. And I'm glad to see that they're getting on more radars here, because they should be.
Well, and please bear in mind that the lifeblood of the American Legion is donations. So if you have any ability to donate this year, please do. Get a hold of us at roswelllegion.org or 575-268-0220. Make a tax-deductible donation to us this year. We need money more than ever right now for all of our programs. So please keep us in mind.
All I could think of is, I can't remember what movie it was from. It was a movie in the 80s or 90s, and the guy's yelling out, "What's the greatest nation in the world? Donation." What's the greatest city in the world? Generosity. Go on.
Yes.
I don't remember that movie, but he ain't wrong.
I don't think I saw that one.
It was a good movie. I don't remember what movie it was. It was a good one. So, well, thank you guys. We appreciate it. We'll see y'all next time, okay?
Appreciate you.
All right, 9:58, quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
The first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
There's no hiding from Bluebell Monster Cookie Dough Ice Cream. Creamy vanilla ice cream, peanut butter monster cookie dough, brown sugar, candy-coated chocolate, and dark chocolate flavored chunks. A taste so good, you'll need a bigger bowl.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at Albertsons United Supermarkets and Thriftway Supermarket in Ruidoso.
You've had one of those weeks and you just want to relax, but no. You walk through your door and there it is staring you in the face, unflinching, shamelessly attacking your sense of smell. A reminder of poor design choices you made countless years ago. Your sofa. Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. A fresh and comfortable sofa is a luxury you deserve. We have a great selection of reclining and stationary sofas here at Glenn's. Why suffer? Come see us on Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.